We are live and welcome to Noodle Free Mondays with Mr. CD Enforcer, aka Poppy called the Bad Boy. I may have some guests coming a little bit later, maybe not. But I always want to keep it moving, keep up with the shows. I've been on a break with a lot of my shows because of the holiday, and of course, it's going to be a few more breaks. If there's something busy, I'm tired, or if I'm traveling, or if I'm vacationing, I'm not really going to stress myself out, but I'm still going to try to keep up with my shows Monday, Wednesday. And I'm working on bringing back my weekend show, but right now I'm taking my time on it. Anyways, Mr. CD Enforcer, Poppy called the Bad Boy. This is Noodle Free Mondays. Our noodle of the week is Mr. T.D. Jakes. Apparently, T.D. Jakes was recently said to have been seen at some of Puff Daddy's freak off parties. So we're going to see what that's all about. Also, our opening video for the week is a comedian that's from, I believe, Argentina. And his name is Fabrizio Capano. Fabrizio Capano. And he's actually really big, I think, where he's from. He's a really big Latino comedian. So we're going to check his interview out that we did on Skipback's Radio at Dash Radio. Thanks to Dash Radio and DJ Ski for letting us be on that channel at one point in time. I'm going to get settled, play this video, and we'll be back for Noodle Free Mondays. And let me get this on tap. Of course, you can hear my PlayStation 4 also saying hello in the background as I need to clean that thing out. Huh.
Seismic
Daddy, can you put on Skipback's Radio?
No, go to bed.
Okay, yeah, that's the promo. Yeah.
Oh, this Irish meal. Where are we going? I think I see him in the distance. I think that's him. I don't know. Is that Fabrizio? Fabrizio Cabano? Help us, Fabrizio! That's right, it's Skip Bags Radio and it's game time on Dash Talk X. We coming with the guys. I'm Mr. CD Enforcer and coming up right now, we got Mr. Fabrizio Cabano.
Hi, hello.
Welcome.
Wow.
Welcome.
That was amazing.
Our illustrious guest,
that
Fabrizio.
was amazing.
Thank you, sir.
It didn't explain anything, but it was better than that, you know? Like, it was so much better.
We take the best fanfare. Carl's the best at doing these intros. He's got it down pat.
It's the Carl special right there.
It was insane.
All
you know?
You ever need a hype man or you want somebody to bring you up and the crowd's dead? You get Carl. Carl's best bring you up.
Yeah, dude.
He's gonna steal the show, you know? Like people are gonna be like, I don't want to see anything more than that.
If you're ever
people are gonna be like, okay, that's it. That's the show.
If
You
Carl
turn the
did,
radio off now.
Carl did stand up, his whole set would just be a bunch of different intros for other people.
Yeah, that's my hosting gig. Yep,
Well, that's the way I watch Netflix specials anyway. I just watch the intros and then I just skip it. So it makes sense.
True.
Well, Fabrizio, thank you for being here, man. Welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here. It was so weird. I met you once through Sean Joshi, and then
Yeah, our
boom.
good friend Sean.
Shout out
He's
Sean.
also been on the show.
Sean,
He's a great guy.
He was a great guest.
Yeah.
He is another amazing comedian, but you yourself are amazing and very successful comedian. I've seen some of your English stuff that is, obviously less volume as your Spanish stuff.
It's very rare, the English stuff. Very rare. You got to look for it.
Are you
This
okay?
is a special.
Yeah.
He's having a stroke.
I'm coughing from our good friends, The Dipper, who, is helping us out with the show. So visit dipsticvapes.com.
Yeah.
Anyways, Fabrizio, I want to say, give our audience a little background about where you're from. From Chile. How'd you get into comedy?
Yes.
Walk us down this road. Tell our audience who you are, as far as how you got into this business.
I'm from Santiago, Chile, in South America. This is the last country on the planet, probably, right next to the Antarctica.
Yeah.
And I grew up there, and I was watching cable channels, and I just started watching specials of HBO. At the time, there was no that many comedy in Chile. I mean, there was all joke tellers, TV personalities who just tell jokes, but not like stand-up comedy. And I watched Eddie Murphy Raw, and I watched, it was a Loose Black special at the time. I watched a bunch of specials, and I started thinking about trying to do something like that in Chile. So with a couple of friends, years later, we start doing the first like proper stand-up comedy shows there. I think it was like around 2007 or something.
Wait, so are you kind of like the Martin Luther King for Chilean stand-up comedy?
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. I was waiting for someone finally address that, kind of. I had a dream, and the dream was doing stand-up. And then we started doing a TV show. We started doing tours. It was really successful right away. And a bunch of my friends still are there doing stand-up, doing shows. But then I decided to move to America, trying to do things in another language, starting to start all over again in a new place. And I moved here 2 years ago, and I'm starting doing stand-up in English now. And I try to have a balance between both worlds. I travel to Chile all the time to keep still doing shows. I travel to Mexico a lot. I have a fan base there. I've been traveling all over South America. I did a tour in Australia this year. So I work everywhere, and now I'm working in 2 languages, and that's my life.
Nice.
And that's it. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's awesome, man. I don't think the audience, maybe your Chilean audience, your Mexican audience probably realize it, but I don't know if the people in the studio realize just how big you are in Chile. You do your research, and you're popping, man. You are what Trevor Noah was to stand up in South Africa is what you are to Chilean stand up, I would say.
That sounds cool. I didn't have the same story of Trevor Noah, thank God. But yeah, it was rough. I read his book.
Bit of a rough time.
Yeah, I can't write that book. My book is gonna be like 3 pages of it was all fun. And the thing is, I've been doing comedy there for 10 years, more than 10 years, like 12. And we were the first, so there's a lot of people who really enjoy our work. And it's fun to be there. It's fun to do shows for big crowds and having blasts with Chilean audience. But my mind now is trying to do more material and do more shows here in LA. And since I moved here, I realized this is probably the hardest town to find gigs in America. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work. It's also a lot of fun. You make a lot of friends. You meet a lot of cool people. But it's a new game. So sometimes, I'm in Chile doing an arena, and next week I'm for 5 people in Culver City.
Are you doing arenas? That's what I was going to ask you. What kind of gigs are you playing? You're doing fucking arenas in Chile? How many people does that seat?
Right now, last week we did a big show with a friend, and it was a 5K. The audience was around, I can show you a picture. I didn't count the numbers, but it's a
thousands,
lot.
right?
We can bring big crowds now, but it took us 10 years. It was a lot of work and building and explain because people here, stand-up comedy has been here for 60 years or something. But in Chile it was so new that I remember people thought it was karaoke. These guys are just going stage and just
they just talk
without the music. This karaoke without the music. And still sometimes I do shows and people are oh, you should do shows in our bar, and I would I go to check the place and it's just impossible. It's like a sushi place or something.
Do it anyway. Why are you eating sushi? Just bang bang.
Yeah.
Sushi, hit a joke.
That's also fun. Yeah. But
sure
it's still a work in progress there. Yeah. But there's a lot of great comedians in South America, and the cool thing is Netflix now is putting out there a bunch of great comics from Mexico and Colombia and Argentina, so you can check them everywhere. And I think there's a cool, really a good generation of stand-up comedians there now.
Question: Did you receive any negative social feedback as you were trying to do it from maybe older people in the area? Don't like people talking a certain way. Maybe not. They don't like you making fun of Jesus or something. What I mean?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of that at all?
With a couple of friends, we did a TV show, and we started doing they were so dumb. If you watch them now, you'll be this is, no one can get angry about this. But we started doing a sketch when Jesus was Chilean, so it was a Latino Jesus. He was playing soccer, and it was so nice with Jesus. Jesus was so cool, and obviously, all the people just get crazy angry. And by the way, Chile is really conservative. It's a really conservative country, and we have a story of the dictatorship. It was there for many years, and he really like changed the culture to like this really like, I don't know, divorce is like a thing that happened in 1995. You know, like it is so old fashioned in so many ways that people just get so angry at us. But I mean, now that once again, like the younger people is more, the internet saves us all, and at the same time, gives us a lot of trouble. But it's at some point, like internet really changed the mind of a generation, and now people get fun of everything. You know, can get a laugh with Jesus.
Nice. Laugh along with Jesus. We just happen to have Black Jesus sitting right next to you.
Jesus. Jesus is a great guy, by the way. I mean, you know, like I'm not a religious person, but I'm sure if Jesus was here, I'm sure he was just a great
He'd
guy.
He'd be very supportive.
Super supportive, chill.
Guy. Yo, he fucking fed everybody and turned water into wine. Yep. He's the party man. Like, I don't know. He probably brought the blunts too.
Oh yeah, man. He used to go to churches, turn over tables, kicking priests out. He was wild.
He was fun. He was fun. People forget that Jesus was like, probably had. I mean, he's not
rebellious. Man.
He's not in the Bible, but like, I'm sure he had a lot of sex.
Yeah. His best friends were criminals and hookers.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
He was one of the people that
guy. That's the whole Mary Magdalene thing. They're saying that was like his little side John, the 13th disciple that was allowed to preach, the only one allowed to preach besides him, had a daughter named Sarah that I want to say nothing about.
They were more than just
you know
friends.
What I'm saying? That's why we can't keep. That's why we keep saving them hoes. This is why men keep saving hoes. This is why we love saving hoes. It's Jesus' fault. Damn Jesus. Damn Jesus.
That's another side I've never heard.
Yep. I'm going to the strip club for Jesus tonight.
Awesome. I wanted to ask you about, first of all, you mentioned Netflix and having specials. Yourself is up there on that ledger board, aren't you?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So, did you film that special in Chile and then sell it to Netflix, or did you do it like with them as an original?
It's an original, and the story of that, it was I started doing videos with I mean, it's still around, but they don't make so many videos anymore. It's called Más Mejor. It was like a division of Broadway video of the guys who make SNL and the guys who make Jimmy Fallon, all those shows.
Oh, yeah.
They're starting like a Latino comedy group, and I was part of that. I get that call from Chile. So I started coming here to the US and having meetings and meeting some people, and then I get a manager. And I was like, okay, this is maybe the time to just move here and try to see what happened. And when I was doing that, my manager got me in touch with the people of Netflix. And there was no specials there was some special from one special of a Mexican comedian at the time, but no, really like they were like thinking about doing more stand-up in South America. And I met this Argentinian guy who was running that division. I explained him like, dude, like, because he was out of Argentina for many years, so he was not connected to the culture there. I was like, dude, in your own country, there's like at least 5 comedians that you will love to see on Netflix. And we started talking about it and say like, he was like, the problem is like Chile is not a market for us now. You know, maybe if you do something that can travel from more than one country, that's the reason why my special is not in Chile. I shoot it in Argentina to try to like have more audience for Netflix at the time. I mean, this is like 3 years ago. It's not like Netflix for 1998. It's not black and white Netflix. This is you know, we would say like back at the time, Netflix was saying, but the truth is like 3 years ago, Netflix was like, we don't care about South America. We don't know who lives there. Yeah. And now like they really have a lot, like a big audience. They do original shows, original series. And yeah, I sold my idea to this guy. He was like, let's try it. And then we shoot it in this next year. That meeting, and then it came out in 2017 around September, and it was the first South American special. So that was also pretty cool.
Hey,
that's awesome.
What happens between the meeting that you had and the year later that you filmed it? What happened between that year?
In my life.
Well, did you have
on the news or I mean
no, like preparing for it? Did you have to prepare a full new set or what?
Did you write all new jokes about making fun of Argentinians just for the show in Argentina?
I just went to Argentina for a year. I just live in a small house trying to like throw shit to people and see what happened. No, the thing is like I have like a set, but I was like I have to change many things and try to like make them as broad as possible. and I started touring. Did a tour with a bunch of friends, and we used to have a show on Comedy Central Latin America. So we were kind of famous in all these countries. So it was pretty cool because we were able to perform for big crowds in Colombia and Argentina, in Mexico. So in that year, I was just trying this new stuff, and then I knew like some old jokes that already work. So I tried to like make a like a mix between things I knew that they were good and things that I want to like just put out there on the Netflix special. And at the same time, and that happened, we can show you the video. It's so crazy. Chile have their own like comedy festival, and this festival happened it's not a comedy festival, it's a music festival. This is the story of this festival. It's been around since the 70s or 60s. And the thing is, like, the audience of this festival is like Night of the Apollo. But like the audience to watch this festival is like the Super Bowl. So the whole country watch you doing a set, and at the same time they can boo you and destroy your career. It's so true.
Yeah, you're on. There's a clip of you performing
Yes.
at this festival online. You guys can find it on YouTube. 2.5 million views, by the way. Shout out.
I had to do it at the same year of the Netflix special.
Oh,
That's the reason why I was trying.
So wait, if you suck like a stadium like of like 200,000 people is pretty much booing you.
Yeah, man. No, but it works. It worked. Thank God it didn't boo me.
Oh, okay.
But that happened. There's videos of other people who just bombed, and I did a documentary about the experience because it was so crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's true, like the whole country watch your set. I mean, the ratings are insane, and at the same time, they can destroy you. And the audience is called the monster because you can be eaten by the monster. Yeah. So I did that at the same year, preparing also for the Netflix special.
So I was going to ask you this about performing all over, Central and South America. What are the main differences that you've come across when you do sets in like Argentina versus Chile or Mexico versus back home, or because all these cultures, I'm Cuban, and I know that like within Hispanic culture, everybody's got their own subculture.
Yes.
So, it's very distinct too, especially in the way you talk. By the way, you talk like fucking Speedy Gonzalez when you're talking Spanish, man. Like I speak broken Spanish. Like I can understand. I'm like, I have to go pause and go back and be like, what did you say? Just because I'm used to hearing Cuban.
Yeah.
So, and Cubans sing when they talk Spanish. They're like, ba, da, da, da. It's very slow and melodic. So like, it's hard for me to understand Mexicans too, because Mexicans kind of talk really fast. But anyways, what are like the differences in the jokes you have to tell, or even the beats in the way that you have to tell the same jokes in all these different places?
Chileans, we have the worst Spanish. We like, I mean, our Spanish is like Australian English. It's so hard to understand, and we don't care about if people get it or not.
I can tell.
Yeah, no, it's true. So when I get out of Chile, I was like, damn, I really have to slow down. So I started doing drugs on stage to like slow down. No, I started like to talk slowly and try to, be like really perform everywhere and every day just to like crack the timing. And yeah, sometimes you change a word and you change the completely meaning of the joke. So you have to like have a lot of comedy friends who are like, no, you know what? Here we say this instead of this.
Got it. Yeah.
But also you don't want to sound fake because you don't want to like, they know you're not from there. So what I do is like, I use both. I use like my word and the word they use. I try to like be, like you guys said, like this way,
Unifying, doing that Martin Luther King stuff
once again, I think.
On.
Yeah.
Right on, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, it's all about like be really connected with like the local culture, and at the same time, you don't want to, as a comedian, if you're faking it, people will notice and they're not gonna laugh. Wow. So you still have to like be real and be like, this is not the way I talk, but I'm here for you. So let's find a middle ground. Also, it's the main difference. I think is the content of the jokes. That's a real like main difference. I think here in America, and probably because you guys been doing this for so many years, jokes are more specific. Our more specific content is funny or get better laugh or better reaction of the audience. I think in South America we still have like big topics and we still like if you go too deep in one like topic, people start get bored. They need to like get back to like, I mean, it's changing fast, and there are more comedians who are like taking risk and doing more storytelling or like taking jokes to the next level. But like for many years, we didn't have this, so you still have to like teach the audience, and starting with like content where everyone can feel related.
Yeah, big topics everybody can relate to.
Yeah. It's, at least now, I think there's more like edgy comedians and alternative audience now, but like it's still new, it's still very fresh.
Well, the more comedians you guys get, the more people will be able to specialize and diversify into the different segments. So,
but it's fun because it's a thing that's happening now. So when you go to Mexico City and you meet the comedians, and they're like the places on everything feels like the 70s here, you know? That's so cool. Like the energy is there. Everyone's trying, and like there's 5 big names,
and fresh,
and everyone's like competing a little bit, like at the same time they're friends. It's like a good version of I'm dying up here, you know, like
good version of I'm dying.
You know, it's like
that's funny.
What I'm dying up here is supposed to be is like what's happening right now in Mexico City. So that's pretty cool.
Right. Ooh, so I have a stupid American question.
Oh, once again,
because
another one.
Because you guys South Central America, there's different types of Spanish, just like Portuguese and all that kind of stuff. So, like in Chile, do you guys speak Portuguese too, or what is your guys' version of Spanish in Chile specifically?
Carl, Portuguese is a different language.
Well, but it sounds also like
well, the roots were from the same.
It all sounds like Spanish in the end. Because I think Argentinians speak like Portuguese or something.
No, it's just Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, okay. It's all Spanish in the end.
Yeah, we all speak Spanish. I think a couple of like there's a couple of French in like one corner in the Guyanas. And Haiti have French mixed with like Creole. But the rest of the country is like different kind of Spanish, but like very different.
Very different.
That's the reason why maybe when you hear it, it's like these Argentinians, but they speak like so fucking weird. Like Chileans too, like you know that, and they're very different. I think Colombia and Mexico have the more neutral accents.
More like from Spain, like more proper
Spanish,
grammar
Spanish.
they use.
But also like from Spain, they speak really weird too. Like
the Spain and like Catalonians speak like very, very different proper.
Yes.
Like their Spanish is completely different from anybody in the Americas.
It's changed a lot. Like really like it's very different. But Brazil is another game. It's like another continent inside the continent. Like they're very different. And now they have like a Nazi in the the new president is like a crazy Nazi.
Right.
You know, this guy Bolsonaro.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So well.
In Uruguay, right next door, you can smoke weed all day.
Yes. Yes. And the president used to be this guy who was like the humblest guy on earth. You know this guy? What's the name of this guy? Well, he was great. He's not the president anymore, but he was like living in poverty at the same time he was running the government.
Like all the stuff. I remember they were showing. I would see memes.
He was like a homeless person who was running the government.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want that. Like, really? No, it's not a good idea. You don't need the richest guy on earth, and you don't want the homeless person. You want something in the middle.
A nice balance.
Yeah, exactly.
So like a 1-bedroom apartment.
And a guy
That's
who
his
lives in an
version of homeless.
Airbnb. Yeah.
You get to deal with hecklers the same way back home down south that as you do like here? Like you have people heckling you? I mean, I guess when you're doing arenas in such a large show, probably not, but maybe in the clubs or if there is clubs.
Yeah, there's a couple of clubs. Well, the thing is, in South America, you don't see a lot of guns. So you're never really scared of like having a real crazy heckler. You know, I don't know if this is just in my mind, but here it crossed my mind when there's a heckler like maybe this guy have a gun, or or when I'm driving and when I'm in South America and I'm driving and someone do something stupid, I feel free to insult him and be like fuck it and just keep driving. But here I'm like I don't want to get into that fight, because you never know when a guy have a gun. So maybe that's the reason why I'm more careful, and also like I don't have. My English is okay, but like in South America and Spanish and Chile, obviously, like I'm very good with my.
You can come back.
I'm so fast, but here it's not the same yet. So I
Build
prefer
up
to
that
be polite.
confidence.
Yeah. Also, I don't not that confident.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I yell at people while driving all the time, and I haven't gotten shot yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
look,
Can you walk a little bit, or you're in a wheelchair? No.
Look, in like New York and LA and like Southern California, you're pretty safe. Just don't do that in like Alabama or Mississippi,
in the backwoods,
Texas,
Yeah.
or one of those fucking states.
So once in a while, a friend
Florida.
of mine is like, I was in, I don't know, a little town, whatever, and the hecklers can be, can wait for you outside.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
The scariest thing that ever happened to me was honking at my roommate because I didn't know it was her and never heard the end of it. That's the worst for me.
She didn't shoot you?
No.
That's good.
Well, I don't know. It happened less than a week ago, so we'll see what happens. This could be drawn out. This
Didn't
could
shoot
be
you
a
yet.
She could be slowly poisoning you.
yeah. Oh,
Very slowly.
slowly.
that would be scary.
Like phantom thread.
Yeah,
how you
that's the
do it.
best way to like poison someone, like
Yeah.
slowly and like with this erotic ingredient to it.
Like one of those
Like those-
Russian spies got killed in England. Is that what you're saying? Like slowly and romantically, so I can enjoy the pain.
Yes, I think that's kind of beautiful.
Awesome.
I don't know.
What have you have you had a chance yet to travel around the states and do different clubs in different cities and stuff?
I went to San Diego. There's like right here. San Francisco. I did New York a couple of times, and that's it. No, and I'm not being really able to like really like. I'm not sure if I want, but no, I would love to. I would love to, but I'm still like in early stages in my set here. So when I feel really confident, I think I'm gonna try to like push it more to like travel more. And the cool thing is like there's a lot of Latinos everywhere.
Yes.
So they
Yep.
always give me a place to stay or like. So that's also nice.
I feel like he would love Florida.
Yeah.
I feel like he would love the Miami scene.
You think
terrified
that's-
of all the guns,
Man,
but
let
love everything
let's
else.
stop all this right now. Don't nobody go to motherfucking Florida for no reason. Stay out of Florida. Stay out of Tennessee. Stay out of South Detroit. These places you don't need to go unless you're trying to gentrify them. Okay.
Yeah. You know what happened? Like, I have a couple of friends that when I always like see the map of America and I see like, what's going on here? Like, because you have the coast and then in the middle you have like this states and some of the, I think the shape of some states are really lazy. Like they're just squares or like, so you can't remember this state. So I'm like, what's going on in that place? And my friends are like, nothing. Like there's nothing there.
Farmland.
So I was like,
Yes.
but why you still have those places? It's like,
You could do a set in front of cows.
yeah. But like I truly like there's so many states. You really need all of them. You can't just like have other countries inside your country, like Vatican City in Italy. I don't know. Maybe it's just an idea.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I know you should present that argument to the United Nations for like immigration. Like you got all these states, y'all don't even need them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, open
People
the
will
wall, bitch.
freak
Give one to the
fuck
guys of the
out.
caravan. Just give them one.
We can give away like half of Montana.
Easy.
Nobody would know.
Nobody
No,
will know.
because-
Nobody would know.
Then
Nebraska.
the other half of Montana is just owned by Ted Turner and David Letterman.
Yeah, we'll give away the
They
part
own-
that doesn't have Yellowstone National Park,
The part that doesn't. All right.
and we'll keep Yellowstone Park.
Kansas. We can give her Kansas, Oklahoma, maybe.
Nebraska.
Keep Colorado. Colorado's pretty dope.
That
Get
documentary, Wild Country.
Oh, yeah,
when
that is-
those guys go to like build this.
Dude, Oregon. Yeah.
I mean, that could be happening right now. We never know.
That
Because
happens all the
there's so many
time.
places that no one pay attention
That's
to.
what fucking Utah is. The Mormons just did that and made it a state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they did.
So maybe we should do that. Like, just move to these random states and build something there, and stop trying everyone in the same city. Like,
I
maybe
was
that's
got,
kind
like-
of dumb. Like, if everyone is trying to do the same business in the same city, like no one's doing it. But yeah, it's just an idea. once
Like
again.
we have both North and South Dakota. We don't need two Dakotas. We
We
just
don't.
need. So why don't we just have everybody move there? Us and all our friends. There's like 3 people there, anyways.
Right.
So we go there, we'll outnumber them, and just take over the votes. Just be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
What about like doing
Our
something
state.
like Burning Man without burning the place at the end? Like what about just exactly the same as Burning Man, but at the end you just like let it go. You know,
Just leave it
keep
there.
going.
yeah.
Don't burn it down.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? Then you can't dress up in your Mad Max shit every day.
And you're Mad Max. That's it. That's a cool life too. You
That's
know?
it. That's your life now.
That's your life now. It's not a thing that you're not going back to your normal life. You're Mad Max.
Oh man, that's got to be like calling your parents and telling them you want to be a comedian for professionalism. And it's like, I want to be Burning Man for the rest of my life, Dad. Like, motherfucking goddamn, all the years of college,
All those years.
all the beatings, none of it worked.
Well, that's her life now.
Right?
That's her life.
That's South
Okay,
Detroit.
Carl.
And I'm telling you, you tell me, good parents, if you want good kids, you got to beat them. That's all I'm saying.
That's. I mean,
Well,
Half of our
I
listeners
got
are now
spanked.
scared.
Skipbags Radio does not endorse or
Yeah.
encourage the remarks of its members.
Especially Carl.
Yeah. What are some of your influences in comedy growing up, man? Like who do you look at is like some of your favorites?
well, from the, like American comedians, I think Bill Hicks.
Yes.
In different ways, because sometimes like I don't want. I love Bill Hicks. I don't want to be Bill Hicks. You know, like that happened too. Like people want to try to be like the comedian they love, but like I love them for different reasons. I love Andy Kaufman, obviously.
Yes.
I like Seinfeld. Like I like Gary Shandling. I like the classic stand-up comedy. Also, right now I really like watch John Mulaney. I think is like number one for me
I
now.
love John Mulaney.
I think the jokes are so well written. And now that I've been here, I meet a lot of like crazy, amazing comedians, like especially like Latino ones. But I don't know why, but like they put me in the Latino box right away, and it's like that's your environment now. So I meet like a lot of cool comedians there, like Chris Garcia, Jerry Garcia, and they're all Garcias. Like they're just Garcias. And I have like different also like comedians in Chile. Like there's a guy called Felipe Abello that he's amazing. It's so hard to explain what he does because he's a comedian, but he used to be like in really like shitty TV shows for many years. And he was like making this weird alternative comedy inside The View. You know, like
Really?
yeah, he was like in a panel show for many years. Once again, it's really hard to understand because it's like there were no other spaces for like comedy. So he just go to this show and pretend to be a journalist, and he stayed there for 20 years.
Wow.
And then he becomes like, and now he's like a proper stand-up comedian, but his material is really like, it's like Andy Kaufman in a way, but at the same time, he's super Chilean, like he's super hard to translate. So Chileans are like mostly about like saying something, trying to say the opposite.
Yeah.
It's such about like the nuances of the language, and he's the best. Like he's number one, and I hope someday someone can explain it to like a different audience because he's no one over there.
So like Andy Kaufman, because I do the Ding Dong show with Don Barris, who is like one of the modern Andy Kaufman type of guys, where it's almost like this reality show kind of comedy where there's this thin line between real and fake and acting and fun, and you don't know that sometimes the joke's on you just for him kind of situation. Is that what you're talking about with this guy?
Yes.
Nice, that's cool, man.
No, he's great. He's great. Very creative guy. And in Argentina, there's like this feminist comedian called Malena Pichot that I think she's doing an amazing job, like bringing new topics to like this really misogynistic culture. In Mexico, this is called Carlos Vallarta. For me, is like number one, and I think he's one of the best comedians in the world right now. He's super funny, super smart, like from a small town in Mexico City, and he performed with glasses, like sunglasses, because he can't address the audience. Like he's a weirdo, but he's super funny, and yeah, like a bunch of like different comedians from all over the world.
Nice. And when you said his name is Carlos Vallarta,
Carlos Vallarta.
that sounds like he bats over 400.
Probably with no experience.
Right?
You just step up to the plate.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
it. That's cool, man.
I love how Carl went to baseball instead of soccer or football, as it's actually
It's
called.
that last name, that Vallarta. I'm like, Carlos Vallarta coming up to the plate in the ninth. He's down 0-2. Vallarta settles in. He looks in. He stares it down. Crack over the wall, Vallarta. You know, it just feels good.
You can see a picture of him, you'll be like, it's impossible he ever. You know? I'm going to show you a picture of him.
Especially with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
That'll be the best part.
So, what are some of your favorite rooms that you've played in, being in the U.S., like here in L.A. or New York?
Well, I really like the belly room of the Comedy Store. I think it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not being here enough to like really like. There's so many places, but like that's probably. I mean, I like the small venues. I like the Lab at the Improv. I like sometimes like the well, I performed once at the Virgil, but I like it's this thing of like the bar, people can drink there and be like. I mean, I like that environment of like this is just a bar with like a cool stage. I think like the Laugh Factory is also great. It's really like you can feel the professionalism of everyone there, and I like that. Like I like this is like like the Improv. They have like this feeling of like this is a proper comedy club, and people here are like the professionals.
I was talking to somebody about that. They said like the Comedy Store is kind of more of a looser type of approach to it, and then they said the Laugh Factory is more of your strict. This is how it's done, baby. Is that what you were saying?
For me, I got the feeling. I think the Comedy Store is great, the legends and like the history and all it's pretty cool. But also like I'm not very good with like this. I don't know how to explain, but it's like a macho vibe of like competition, of like male competition.
It's like being in a frat house.
I found it boring. You know, like
I know
it's not for me.
It's like a lot of dick rubbing.
I don't care. You know, I'm very happy with my dick. I don't need to rub it everywhere. I think it's fine inside my pants. I think it's the perfect place for it. You know, so it's I don't need to like be in that competition.
Yeah.
But I also like I think the bellroom it's the best because of that. It's like out of that environment you can do more experimental stuff.
Yeah. That's what David Chappelle did his one specials he just put up on Netflix. In the belly room. He kicked us out the night he did it because we do it on Mondays. And he loves to kick us out. I think he hates to embarrass low-key. Because he always is like pushing us out. He can come on any night of the week, but no, he shows up on Monday and he's just like, you know what? I want this room now. And then when Don's just like, all right, guys, we're just going to be out on the curb.
Probably he can say about every room in America. Like, you're not going to need this room now. Yeah. And, you know, we all leave here right away and give it space to, like, do his podcast if you want.
Don usually does the Kennison spot in the OR, which is the last spot of the night.
Yes.
So you can go for pretty much however long you want. And that's when Chappelle will come in and work out new material.
Yeah.
So he'll come in at the very end of everyone's set and kick Don out too. And he's like, what the fuck? It's not enough you do it on my show?
You said downstairs and killed me. Oh.
I noticed that's big differences between the clubs and how audiences behave in the clubs, where I feel like someplace like the OR or the Belly Room is more intimate, but it also doesn't feel as like soft. And what I mean is like soft acoustically. Like, you know, you have different, you don't have padding on the walls, you know, to absorb the sound. Your voice resonates a little bit more, especially on the mic. It's a little bit more organic and like raw feeling.
Makes sense, yeah.
But whereas the Laugh Factory, one of the things I noticed about that room is it's very professional, but it's also like carpeted,
tall,
things. Tall. It's 2 stories. You have a balcony, so sound goes up instead of just out. And they have actually like done acoustics on there to match some of the sound in. So it makes sense. It just gives for an entirely different show.
Yeah.
You know,
and
like,
different comedians. I think like that's pretty cool about here. Like my struggle, I think, when it started in South America, it was more about like I have to be the one who have to find the audience. You know, like now here is like the audience will find what I'm doing. You know, and I like that feeling of like you can do your thing. Obviously, you're in touch with what's going on with the audience, but like you have more room to like experiment and be like, oh, this is my comedy. There, I was like doing my comedy, but at the same time thinking how to get new audience or get bigger audience because there was nothing, you know. So you were like really from scratch. Then now here I feel like now I have to think about like what I really want to talk, how I want to talk like about it. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a different game, absolutely. And every room have a different game too, you know. Like you see comedians who like do great in one room and do poorly in another in the same night, you know.
Yeah, that's when the struggle of trying to do those multiple sets in one night too, because you can like get in tune with doing, let's say, like the Belly Room at an earlier set and then have to go do like the Laugh Factory or play a bar or something else totally different. And, you know, to have to switch in that short period of time is rough, man. And it's good practice, but it's rough.
It's rough. But also, like, I think I mean, there's so many places and some of them are not ready for comedy and they just want to have comedians. But you have to like you have to be ready for everything.
Yes.
That's also pretty cool. Like you have to be ready for everything and be like able to like manage to be funny.
So have you been doing the whole diaspora of LA comedy shows, as you mentioned, from small bars from 5 to 6 to 10 people, a couple people drinking in the millions?
Yes.
Have you been through that whole battle?
Absolutely. I did open mics for half a year, just open mics because I didn't know anyone. I moved here and I was like, okay, this is how this work. I don't know. So
you got to start at the bottom, which actually, despite your awesome success overseas, that's how you earn your stripes in the stand-up community. So now you can go to your peers and you could be like, yo, bitch, I spent time in open mics in shitty rooms just like you did.
Yeah.
So it's not like a lot of people give other people shit for like trying to jump to the head of the line. But, if they're successful in Australia or England, they come out here and they just start playing clubs and they don't do the gauntlet.
I didn't want to do that. I remember a couple of friends told me like, you have a Netflix special, just knock the door of like the improv until like I have a Netflix special. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, but then I'm going to go on stage and it's not going to be funny. I'm not ready. It's not about like, if I'm able to like get on that stage, is that about if I'm ready to get on that stage. So I open mics, and it's also like, I'm very lucky. I had enough time and money to like just spend a year just going to open mics and craft my material from scratch. That's very lucky, like a very privileged life. So I take it seriously. It's like it's my job. It's part of what I do. So I have to go back to scratch and try to find the funny in another language, the same way everyone tried their own material.
That's got to be one of the things that interests me most about you is that you have honed a craft in another language with another type of audience, and then now translating it over. When I watched your stuff in English, I could see some of the same strategies and devices, but applied to English, whereas the amount of Spanish I speak, I had to obviously go back and like brush up on my Spanish just because I'm not, practicing it every day. So I don't remember a lot of it. But when I was listening to that, I was like, oh, okay, I see how that would work there. But if you said that same thing with the same cadence in, LA or anywhere else in the States, it probably wouldn't land as well. So like, not only the content, but it's like the cadence. Like I feel like in the Latin cultures, things are more animated, and here they're a little more subtle.
Well, also like imagine when you start talking another language, you have to figure out who you are in this new language.
True, yeah.
Because the hardest thing is you can translate the words, but like translate like your charm or your like the way you talk about things. That's the hardest thing, and that's the thing that I'm still working on. Like trying to figure out what kind of person I am in English.
Yeah. I think that's actually a good tip for like almost any starting comedian. Like what is I guess they call it your shtick almost. Like what is your swag? Just like a rapper is figuring out his flow. Like how can I rap for an hour and a half straight? Or like how can I rap for 10 years in a row? That's my flow.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for a comedian. You gotta figure out what is your flow in a circumstance where you can get up there and you can just kick ass nonstop with it.
Yeah, and that takes time, so you have to be patient and be. It's hard for me too because sometimes I get like super anxious about like just like I know how to do this and like why I'm not doing it all like in the same level, but then I remind myself this is a new game. I still have I still have the tools, but this is like building something very different.
What have you encountered any like controversial jokes that you've tried to make either back home or here that you've been like, well, this is a little bit pushing the edge, but I'm gonna go for it?
I've been thinking a lot, like mostly about like we in Chile, it's not like a multicultural country. We there was no Asian people or like black people for many years. Now, like recently, like 5 years ago, we start having like you see black people on the street. Like before that, there was no black people on the street. And people took pictures of them back there. I remember when I was a kid.
Like, who are these celebrities?
That's how it is in Japan,
It sounds insane, but it's true. Like, yeah.
Japan's the same way. You have like no people of like African American, no Hispanics. You're not gonna find a Mexican in Japan.
Super hard.
By free will.
And people are not. Obviously, like there's politicians who like try to take the worst of these people and make them like racist and stupid. But like most of these people are not racist. Are just like they're not communicated with this
Yeah, Nick.
cultures.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
you try to explain that like they're not trying to be racist. They're just
Yeah.
like not educated.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
just ignorance is all. It's not. There's a blissful ignorance to it.
I mean,
you know?
and they're not bad people. They're like just like in another dimension, almost, you know. So I was trying to like explain that and make jokes about that, but like, because I'm not from here, I think like I have to be very careful how I explain myself, you know, and choose the right words because one word can make a big difference.
Yeah.
So I try to be smart in the way I present jokes about like race, because there's also like a new topic for me. I never thought about that in South America.
Mhm.
So because South America is about like rich against poor, like that's the main topic,
Yeah.
you know, and it's so confusing because like rich people can be any race and poor people can be any race, but like you can tell who are from which part of town just like the way they talk or
Yep.
they dress or
Yep.
like, you know. So it's that's the culture war is between rich and poor people.
Yeah. And low key, it's the same here, but they've coded it in color and religion.
Yes.
And sexism.
But we
and
don't
all.
have
They've coded
that.
it in all these other competitions to kind of throw us off to not notice that it's really just poor people against rich people at the end.
I think you're right. I think you're right. But like, yeah, it's like new materials for me to like try to explore. And yeah, I don't want to be stupid and say something I don't think, you know, just because I don't like, I'm not able to manage the language really well, you know. So I'm very careful with those topics, but I have to try because it's like, it's a true story. It's a real life thing for me, you know, so it's part of what I have to talk.
Do you have a favorite moment from your past stand-up that you've done?
Like
Over the past decade, like whether it's a show or something like in your career, or maybe just like an interaction with a fan, or I don't know, anything. So what's your favorite moment and your least favorite moment?
I mean, last year I have an amazing moment when I went to like, well, if you see the map, if you see South America, it's like a cone. And at the bottom, like there's a small town called Punta Arenas that is like, people who live there, like, it's a miracle. There's humans there. It's just like so cold and it's insanely far and it's so dumb just to be there. So a guy booked me a show and I thought like, this is no one will show up to this, you know. Thank you that this is going to be fun because it's going to be like free travel and a lot of miles. But then I get there and yeah, it was packed. I did 3 shows sold out, and I think it was the same people in the 3 shows. There was no more people. But it was insane. I was very like, oh, I get so far, and there's still people who like was waiting for my comedy. So that was very inspiring. And bad moments, there's so many. Comedy's rough sometimes, you know. Like
It's rough. It's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
or tried.
It's very. You can feel very lonely sometimes, and I hate like the traveling so far and months of like being apart to like just and now that I'm here, also like I have my family there and I have my life here, so I try to like, you know, like don't get depressed, but sometimes it's like, damn it, like I'm far from home, and I'm trying to put my mind in this is a new home, but take some time, you know, like that's kind of hard, but it's then you go on stage, and I remember like the first time I performed at the Comedy Store or like at the Improv, and I was like, damn, this is a miracle. You know, I'm from the slums of Chile, and then 10 years later, I'm at the Comedy Store. You know, that's pretty cool, and that's amazing. And doing shows in another language, and when jokes work, you're like, damn it, this is magic.
Y'all better be working on a biographical movie. You can let us sign that to Netflix too, baby.
I just won the same guy of Queen. I just want that guy to produce and I think he can use the same teeth, you know, like he can use the same thing.
The Chilean Conqueror starring Remy Malek.
Yes. Yes. I want the same guy.
The Chilean Miner story starring Remy Malek.
Remy Malek, like every miner. Like every miner.
He plays every miner.
Miners are like the Smurfs. You know, like you have the angry miner, the
sneezy miner.
Yeah.
Easy drunky.
Those guys are, you know, like they're still alive. You know, they survive and they have a terrible life now.
Really?
I was reading an article about like they didn't do well and they signed for a book like the sign of an agreement to like someone wrote a book about them, and they didn't make any money.
They made a movie about him too. I
Yeah.
think with Antonio Banderas, right?
It was terrible.
Was-
Yeah. It was so bad. It was so
bummer.
bad. Yeah.
They deserve better.
They deserve better. They have a great story.
Yeah. When you moved here 2 years ago and you did your first English set, how did that go?
Terrible.
Terrible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the movie?
Just like the movie. Yeah, exactly. No, it was bad. It was bad because it was not prepared. But one joke worked, and that's a joke is still part of my opening. That is like my Seinfeld bit, just because people like my Seinfeld impression. That's the reason why it works. That I said that I learned how to speak English watching Seinfeld. So when I moved here, I was like, "Where's my table? Oh, come on!" and yeah, it works. But that was like, I mean, it was bad, but I see the spark, and you're like, okay, I have to like start from there.
Yeah, you see which direction you're supposed to go in.
Yeah.
Do you remember where it was?
It was an open mic. I think probably it was the Haha Club. Maybe it was the Haha Club. Yeah. I remember driving there and thinking like, oh, probably this is like the easiest place to perform in all over LA. And it's not. But like it just because it's like out of the like all Sunset, like all
it's out of the
area.
main strip.
So I was like, maybe this club is easier to like just try. But I mean, it's not easy. Like it's
Haha Cafe or whatever it is.
Yeah, Haha Cafe.
It's really Southern California and like New York and the New York surrounding areas, because most comics live in like either LA or New York. So when they're trying to do other clubs, they can travel within driving distance and play a lot of those. So all those supporting clubs, even maybe a smaller volume or whatever and less traffic, but they still have high caliber talent going there. Like if you go to a fucking club in Florida, you're not going to find you'll find the high quality talents that's there are the traveling acts that come through there.
Yeah.
And the ones who are there are developing their craft. And when it gets good enough, they go to fucking LA or New York. Everybody just leaves because you can't build like from the ground up in some of these places. Like there's great comics from Kansas City, plenty of other cities around North America, Toronto and all these other places. Toronto's got a really good comedy scene though. So does Vancouver. But most of it, I would say, is LA and New York and like any of those surrounding areas.
Yeah. I was in San Francisco like almost 2 months ago, and it was so great. It was such a great, like I remember like I did one show at the setup, and then I did another show in this like place without a mic, like a theater that do shows without a mic.
Just acapella.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then the guy from the setup have a second show, and they put me back. So I did 3 shows in one night, and I was like,
awesome.
that's impossible here in LA. Like, there's no way I'm gonna find like 3 shows in a night. And the audience was great. They were super smart. You can tell there's a lot of smart people in that area. Jeff Bezos was in the audience, and Mark Zuckerberg was but I mean, you can feel like there's like this tech people who go to these shows to like have fun, and it was great. And I was like, damn it, like here in LA, it's so hard to like really craft your material because you really have to like fight to get some spots here and there, and you put it in your calendar. Like in 3 weeks I have like these 2 shows. So weird.
You don't get a lot of stage time to work stuff out.
I hear
well, not in front of a lot of people, shall we say. You can get stage time standing there by yourself with your friends all you want. You get that show every night.
You can do it in your house.
Every night. But in front of like a real crowd where you're getting real feedback and response to really know that you're building, right?
Crafting your material. Crafting is hard in this city. It's hard. And probably you have to like craft it all another place and then bring it here, like what you were saying. Like, maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. But also, like, I'm really lucky. Once again, I have a lot of friends who put me in their show. Like Shan Joshi or like Jesus Sepulveda, other people who like just put me in their shows. Francisco Ramos. They're also like calling me and be like, "Yeah, you want to do 10? You want to do?" So I'm having a lot of shows lately. But the thing is, like, I go to Chile for a month and then I get disconnected. I have to like once again get into like the loop.
Yeah, that's
come back
LA.
into the rhythm.
Yeah.
When you go back home, do you have like a manager and everything already set up? So you just go right into doing shows? Or?
Yeah, I have a guy. I don't call him a manager.
I got a guy.
He
I
doesn't
got a guy there, son. Hey.
It's like that. He's a guy like a guy.
My enforcer.
You don't have a name. You don't have a phone. I have multiple phone numbers. It's like
he's got a pager. He doesn't even have a cell phone. He just pages me, calls me back from a payphone.
It's a weirdo. It's a weirdo, and he get all these gigs, and yeah, and then I go there and I do a show every night.
Wow.
I was there for a month and I did shows every single night.
And how often do you go back?
I try to do like twice a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, like go for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Cool.
Make sure they don't forget who you are.
Yeah.
I need
Then leave.
I don't want to disappear. Well, you know, like I see my hands on me, like I'm still alive. You know, I'm still here.
I have another stupid American question.
Let's go.
Since you guys are like on the bottom, like southern hemisphere, are your seasons like different or opposite or anything?
That's not a stupid question, man. That's a very interesting one because it's the opposite.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Oh, pew, pew, pew.
Right now it's summer.
Yeah.
It's summer.
It is.
I was in summer 2 days ago. And now it's not summer anymore for me. But yeah. And that, you know what is the weirdest part about that? Is like for me, Christmas is,
Yeah, that's
is
what I was gonna say.
sunny. But the stupid thing is because we copy paste everything about an American culture. Santa Claus is still wearing the same clothes. He's dressed like it's winter.
He doesn't wear a tank
It's
top.
snowing.
and
Yeah, he should be like
red shorts.
naked, or because it's so hot. And once again, we're talking about old people. You know, all fat people dress like summer, not like dress like winter in the middle of summer.
So
You
they're
know?
just like falling over.
Wait,
Heat
Right.
strokes.
Yeah.
Outside
how
of
does-
shopping malls all over Chile, Santa Claus is
They're all
passed out. Heat
dead.
stroke.
No, and also like kids putting their legs. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for these old folks. Sorry, guys. I don't know why people just copy paste the culture, like, you know,
Because
like
we're-
fake snow. Why? Why we don't have like a summer Christmas that could be fun? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
How they-
sand angel or sandcastle instead of a snowman.
palms
So,
instead of like the trees. You know, like
yeah.
How do
change.
they do it in Australia?
I don't know. Those
Same
heathens
thing.
don't believe in religion.
but what's the difference for like schooling? Because when we're like, oh yeah, we're out for summer, do you go like, oh yeah, we're out for winter?
No, we
Like-
just go for summer, but in a different time. It's exactly the same. It's like, okay, guys, like bye, and it's people stop going to school November, and they go back on February.
What?
That's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What?
We still, I mean, it's still summer vacations, but like
Copy paste.
copy paste culture. So weird, so dumb. I don't know why, but well, I don't know.
What do you think is the biggest thing Americans can learn from Chileans?
Oh, that's a big question.
And vice versa.
Damn it.
And the other way around, maybe, if
What-
anything.
Well, I think Chileans really need to learn that we have a problem. We have a demographic problem. We're not that many people. So people fight for their space they don't help each other. You know, like competition is kind of savage. Here's is also like that, but you can find other comedians or other people who in the same thing you do. You can connect and they help each other. You know, I think in Chile, people don't help each other because they're scared of lose their space. You know, like,
Yeah.
So and I really like when you connect with other comedians or we connect with other people, funny people, you do things together, like because there's like a third sense of humor to come out of that. You know, like your sense of humor, the other person's sense of humor, and bring something new. And that doesn't happen very often down there. And that's something that I see here in America more. You know, like because also like there's so many comedians, like you try to survive, so you make friends and you like make community.
That's how we ended up with this Skid Bags Radio and Skid Bags.
Absolutely.
That's how we got together. A bunch of individually talented people. We all had a goal that we all wanted our own little big time dream. But then as you go out and you build and you network with each other, you find people that work with you and they're down to build and they're legitimately with you and they're not just trying to get $1 out of you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They're trying to build something and you make something great. You know?
That's the way I think things should be. I mean, and the opposite was like things that Chileans should learn from America. No,
No, that's what you
Americans
just
should learn.
said. Yeah, you got it. Is there anything? I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, I think the like level of aggression here, it's like it's kind of absurd, you know, like
Really?
kind of like just. I mean, it's there's a when you're in a small town. Once again, one of the good things is like you see the same people all the time. So if you insult someone, you know, like next week you're gonna see it again, or like I'm not saying it's that small, but what I'm saying is like I don't know, if you work in an environment, you know, like someone you hate in many years, maybe gonna get married with your daughter. I don't know, like you know, like it's just like a world when you like. You can't really hate the other because you're gonna see them soon, or like it's gonna be around. They're gonna be around you in one way or another. So I think like here, people they just don't care. They hate the other because they're never gonna see the other again. Like they feel like they're like so far from them. So yeah, I think you can learn that you need community also, like to build stuff. I mean, I'm giving the same advice to both places, but it's really like about you can do more stuff if you get well with people than if you try to fight each other.
So be a little nicer.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Everyone can be a little nicer, and everyone can laugh a little bit more.
Cut this 10 minutes of speeches.
Yo.
They're like, just be nice. Just be nice.
Be a little nicer.
What?
Yeah. All right. What up? What up? What up?
You see that, bro? You see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
All right, them Eagles, baby. Them dirty birds. Them dirty birds.
Man, I don't give a fuck if we lost, man. Fuck it. It was a good game.
That's right. Welcome to Noodle Free Mondays. We don't take no noodle stuff, even on the football field. Yeah, we took an L, but we was winning too much. We needed an L to humble us. So that's
we could have got our defense is ass, bro. I don't know what it is with our defense. We was fucking top 10 last year, and now we're not even top 20.
I think what it is, two things. Number one, you usually lose people because they have a good season, and a couple cats get signed away. A couple cats get big contracts, get fed, come back feeling themselves too. Then you got to remember, everybody game planning against you now. See, when you wasn't a Super Bowl runner, they weren't game planning for you.
Nah, man. It's mainly that we lost.
You come out and you sack the most people in the league. Well, next year, I think the whole league is waiting for you, like in all kind of ways. If they can beat you and stop you, they're going to the Super Bowl. And you get
but you know what our main thing is? The main thing is that we lost our coordinators, the offensive and defensive coordinator from last year.
Well, I tell you what it is. I don't.
That's
know
a big thing because our schemes are stupid right now.
Well, they pass too much.
Bro, I don't know why they didn't run. It was raining. They should have been running, bro.
No, it's a rainy night. It was a close game all night long to like the third quarter. It was like 13-6 or something in like the third. You could still run the football in the time, but they just would, ever since the beginning of the game, just came out throwing. I looked at the numbers at the end, I'm like, damn, he threw 45
The only thing I didn't like.
And they had like 8 carries on the ground.
You saw the whole game?
Huh?
You saw the whole game?
Well, I read the stats and I watched the long highlights, so they show you the highlights from all the beginning.
Yeah. So did you see the one highlight where they disrespected our security officer? When the
you mean the joint where they got the argument on the sideline?
Yeah. Bro, so now you know the 49er fans, they're like, they feeling some type like, well, now they think they're unstoppable because one, they chumped our security guard, then they fucking beat us.
What they were saying is dude wasn't technically security. He was just one of the homies at the game.
No, he was. No, it's official. He's a security.
Okay.
He's like a consultant. No, he don't call him directly security. Call him like. No, I looked that up today. It's like it's like a weird position and shit. But yeah, he's definitely allowed to be on the sideline. But still, they wasn't supposed to put. They were trying to reach for the coach.
No, I mean, I think it's some bullshit, number one, because the dude really was just reaching past him and clipped him in the face on the reach, right? And then damn, watch your fucking hand. That's all that happened.
Yeah, but that, us, man, that would have been me. I would have two-pieced the shit out that play. I don't give a fuck.
He couldn't because he wasn't really security. And he can't touch the players because that's $1 million.
He has a weird position. It's like a consultant. Something to the Eagles. It's some weird shit. It's not really security, but it's something.
Consultant. You know how like people say they're consultants, so like you technically don't work for him. You got hired to be there to do a service, but you technically don't work for the Eagles. He like on a contract. He like on a temporary. You ever had a temporary employee
Yeah,
job?
but hey,
He like
listen,
on a temporary employee job where he got a contract as a consultant.
Man, he had that contract for a long time. Cause they say he's been with us for a long time.
Oh no, they've been around for years. I think he's just part of the team fam, and that was probably their way of paying him for being around. They gave him a consultant gig, but he probably isn't technically.
Man, we gotta look that shit up.
He's like a
we gotta look this shit up, bro.
Subsidiary nigga. So now the NFL niggas like, how is this non-NFL employee getting in an argument with our
man? Let's look the position up, bro.
But that shit ain't have shit to do with shit. We threw the ball too much. We'd have ran the ball, either won the game.
Yeah.
With all that throwing shit.
I was saying it last week.
Huh?
I didn't have high hopes for the 49ers. I'm gonna be real with you. It's the Cowboys is the one we really need to fucking beat.
I think y'all got the Eagles got what I call Clipper syndrome, right? The Clippers spend all day, every day worried about beating the Lakers, but not about beating the other 26 teams, right? And then they tailor their whole game and every breath in their heart to beating the Lakers. And
man, I think they were just due for a loss, bro.
What, 15 times? But what is it? It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like fool's gold. It's like, just because you hate a team, the Cowboys ain't a good team. You tell yourself to beat a shitty team, you're going to only learn how to beat shitty teams. This is why we came out against San Fran and threw the ball 45 fucking times and ran it 9 times. Like, don't ignore that. You can't play John Madden and throw the ball 45 times and run 9 times and think you're going to win. You will lose.
We just due for a loss, bro. I'm going to take it as that.
Tip passes, dropped open passes. You can't pass the ball because the defensive line isn't tired. You're not wearing on the line. They're teeing off on your quarterback all day. They're teeing off on your O-line all day. Your O-line is just getting hammered. Because Deion Sanders, watch one Colorado game. We just had Deion Sanders coached the Eagles last game. I must have called the nigga and asked him for plays. Because that's exactly what they did in Colorado with Shador. And it's the same thing we're doing with Jen. I've been bitching about this since the Super Bowl. We did the same thing in the Super Bowl. Running the quarterback is not a running play. People need to understand that. If you don't know that, you don't know nothing about football. Running the quarterback is not a running play.
Fuck no.
Well, apparently, people think because Jalen gets 9 carries, they ran the football. No.
That's some new shit. You heard that happened?
Get your goddamn mind.
You heard all that running quarterback shit started within the last 10, 15 years. That's still new. You feel me?
If they can do it, but it's hard. Like Patrick Mahomes, like basically, you know what we doing? You know how like Golden State wins the championship, so that everybody want to come out and shoot threes to try to be Golden State, but then now that shit is kind of wearing off, and then like somebody like Denver, who's a boring team like San Antonio used to be, now they're kind of winning, right? And it's the same thing with this football shit. Everybody want to be Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and get out there and wheeling and dealing and throw the ball 60 times and we don't even run no more out this bitch. We only get 10 carries to every running back. We playing football. Everybody is on that now. So now that we finally got good at it, it's phasing out as quality football to win. You don't win football games like that no more.
Man, fuck it. We would do for a loss. Fuck it.
Like that's why they got McCaffrey, so they could run it on. Like they was giving that thing to McCaffrey when they was
that fucking white boy, bro.
Can't give it to that.
Yeah, that fucking white boy, no joke, man.
He nice because when you a dope running back like Swift, you give Swift the ball 20 times, I guarantee you 3 big runs. 3 big runs.
Bro, that fucking white boy, nice, man. I can't even say nothing bad about him, bro.
The boy nice, the white boy nice. He Forrest Gump. Boy's
I had he Forrest Gump.
He Forrest Gump. He just run. He run everybody. Forrest Gump. Yeah, McCaffrey, Forrest Gump.
Man, I'm gonna say it one more time, bro. We would just do 4 loss, bro. It's better to take that loss now than down the road, bro.
You gotta remember, niggas get confident. They young niggas too. They still ain't official. You know, the hardest thing about winning championships and being a good team isn't really having the team or having the coach or even really being healthy. It's keeping
right now after this week
focused on the goal every play, every game, all game, the whole season, all the way to the end, despite their girlfriend fucking with them, despite their mom being crazy. You get what I mean? Like that shit eventually takes its toll when you get 5-10 games in. You start to win. You get a little cozy. People start tripping on you. You sold some
And right now we lost another quarterback tonight. Cause the quarterback for the Jaguars got hurt tonight. So that's another Joe Burrow's out. He probably gonna be out. Trevor Lawrence gonna probably be out because he got hurt today.
Yeah. I got a fantasy team. I guess I'll be dropping.
Man, he got hurt tonight, bro.
Dropping his ass.
He was out like at the third quarter or some shit like that. I think it was.
Yeah, nah.
Y'all lost.
Huh?
Y'all lost.
Who?
Y'all lost to the Bengals.
Oh, we lost to the Penguins?
No, the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. Yeah. The Bengals. Who the Bengals? Yeah, the Bengals was sucking too, but they good now.
No, they lost their quarterback. They don't suck. They lost their quarterback.
Oh.
They got a good team. They just don't got no quarterback. Quarterback out. Joe Burrow.
Quarterback hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, but yesterday's game.
I thought they was good. Now they kind of suck, and that's probably why the quarterback fucked. But they was even talking shit on Burrow. I remember that last year Burrow wasn't like that. I think it's just the whole concept. Huh?
No, I just called my fault.
No, I was gonna say I think the whole concept is when cats be new, they come out balling. I think cats get tape on them, and then you become like one of the top 10 playoff teams. So the whole rest of the league is like plotting on you, and niggas is getting hyped when they play you. Like they wouldn't even normally be this hype.
You want to hear something funny?
You know what I mean?
Trevor Lawrence didn't get hurt by the other team. He got hurt by his own teammate tripping over his feet.
So he's like stepped on his foot or something.
Yeah, I think he like the way he tripped over, he lost his footing, and the way I don't know, it was a weird. They didn't say what it was, but definitely was out of the game at that point.
Oh yeah, probably one of them probably twisted his ankle, light break of his ankle type joint.
Pretty much. Yo, did you see that fight on Saturday night?
What up? Let me set up a fan.
Your young bull won.
Who?
The young bull, Ryan Garcia.
Oh, Ryan Garcia, that's the ball, man. That boy, young boy, the god, man.
Oh man! All right. Well, let me give you a quick situation that was going on.
Yeah.
On Friday, you know how they do the weigh-ins and they had their final interviews and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
He took the podium and started talking about Bernard Hopkins and De La Hoya, how they were throwing him to the side and blah blah blah, and fucking Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins was going for the other guy, not for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia started the fight on Saturday with a chip on his shoulder, like he had to fuck this bull up, and he did. So it was a good fight.
Okay. All right. Well, let's check it out. They got some highlights. Let's see if they got some highlights. They got some highlights on this KO TV. Let me see here. Oh, what's this? Highlights. We should look at the highlights. Let's check out Days in Boxing.
Don't put the whole night, though.
What happened?
Better be careful. There's probably other fights that night too.
Well, it's okay. They don't got. You know how they do. They don't put up the full joints. Keep out. They put up. You know what I mean. It's the highlights. It says full card highlights, so it looks like it says 9 minutes. Well, we can go through it. Oh no, they got a full one just specific to them. Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte. Full highlights. The return. This one. Let's bring this up 1 moment.
Man, boy, what? All you gonna see is 9 minutes of him getting his ass whooped.
Well, they gonna
Bull couldn't catch that Yumbo. Yumbo too fast for him.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, this young boy, I thought he was a dude, man.
That Yumbo's pocket with speed.
Fair use going here.
So, Volo, you haven't talked to him?
No. He doing this thing, he chilling, he working, he grinding. I got shows to run. I got things to do.
How's the weather over there?
I can't be worried about him all the time. Was that?
I said, how's the weather over there?
Oh, it's California, baby. Perfect as always. Perfect as always. All right, let's see what they got going.
What's the coldest day out there, John?
Yo, my son, what's the coldest day out there?
What's the coldest day?
Temperature,
I would say, shoot, what? Maybe 50,
temperature.
60?
Temperature, you mean?
Yeah, temperature-wise, I'd say maybe 50, 60. None. It's nice on the day. Like, let's see.
That's nice for us.
Oh, let me see right here. So, for example, it is 9:45 at night and it's 59 degrees outside. The high today was 76. The low is 52. Yeah, it's basically pretty much there's no fall or spring. There's no winter. There's no winter. It's just a quick fall, a quick spring, and everything else is like a summer.
Over here, 40 degrees.
Yep. Yeah, what was it? All right, so the temperature all this week, it says is today is 76, tomorrow is 80, 74 on Wednesday, 67, 67, 73, 73, 75, 70, and 70. And that's the next 10 days in California.
That's summer weather for us.
Yeah. Dog. Well, I keep trying to get you guys to come out here and move out here and visit, man.
Right now, it's fucking cold and gloomy.
I can't even relate. I can't even relate. That's what I'm hearing. That's why I like it here so much, man. That's what Arizona got me hooked on that shit, yo. Like Arizona, because it was always warm, even though it was too hot. It was too hot there, but Arizona was cheap, and it was always warm. And even if you had money problems or lost a job, there was always a new job to get, and you can actually afford to pay your bills. It's not like back home. You lose a gig. You got to work. Nah. Out here on the West Coast, you want a job, you have any job pretty much, and it'll be enough to pay your bills, especially if you got roommates and whatnot. They used to get 2 average-ass jobs and be out here chilling and whatnot. You know what I mean? So that's what the West Coast is dope, and that concept, because they got jobs out here. They don't got jobs back home. And whatnot. You got to have a lot of nepotism. You got to know niggas back home. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't got to know nobody. And if you know Spanish, oh, fuck. Doubles your options. But that's Cali, man. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm a soft nigga now, man.
I hate it.
I'm sensitive, man.
So you figured out what day you coming over here?
Just usually I think Christmas is like on Sunday or Monday or something.
Oh, I'm not sure. I gotta look that up.
I think it's on Monday or something like that. Christmas on Monday. So I'm gonna just, so I don't gotta rush out of motherfucking town. I'm gonna just take one day. Like I think I'm flying Saturday or something like that. Because I'm gonna stay
before Christmas,
whole week after Christmas and through New Year's, and then like leave the 2nd or 3rd, whatever that is.
Say less.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be waiting on you over here.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be home, see the city. It's always going. I'm calling for a while. Things always change, but it's the same. That's the good part about coming home. But man,
everything's all new.
Huh?
Everything's new to you.
Yeah, everything new. Like that's the best part. Like I come home, it's like, oh, this is normal. Even when I'm driving around when I'm not with kids, I'll be driving around just looking at the new stuff they built and what's built over here. And it's cool, a lot of it is a bunch of commercial shit. But it's still pretty cool, to see him trying to fix the city and fix that whole down to that casino water area and all that. And
let me ask you a question about city life over there. Over here, me and my son was talking about how they're trying to ban all the ski masks. Are they doing that shit over there?
No, I'm not even fuck about them. Well, that people don't wear them enough to care. The only people that wear them is like old Mexican ladies and like sick people and like drug addicts and shit.
No, I'm talking about the ones that the rappers be using that come up half their face and cover like down here, like.
Well, you got to remember again. Second thing, what temperatures did I just read off to you?
No, they were doing that shit in the summer, bro. They do that shit all year round over here. Just people don't want to show their face because they know, what it is with that.
Dog, let me tell you something.
They trying to ban that shit over here.
You ain't nobody walking around LA with a sun on them and 76 degrees outside with a mask on their face, bro.
Man, over here you see that shit on 90 degrees, 91, 99. Motherfuckers still wearing them stupid masks and shit.
I don't drive. So that means I'm only passing by everybody that's on their feet all day, on the bus, walking, standing out. The cops would be on you in 5 seconds, BAS. You was out with that mask on.
Well, over here, bro, it was like, I ain't gonna lie, even when I was working delivering, I was like, that shit was a little annoying when somebody comes to the door, all they got is a mask, and you see nothing but lights behind them. It's like shit like that, or you see them walking behind you or whatever. That shit drawing, bro.
Nah, it's totally different out here.
Well, you gotta remember, when you deliver pizza, you got a target on your back all day.
No, that part is anywhere. But as far as the whole mask thing, that you guaranteed to get contact with the police. You walk around with a mask on.
Man, them motherfuckers being safe a lot with that shit on.
Ski mask? Yo, it's hot as fuck. What you got that shit on for?
Well, over here they didn't care. Summertime they wearing fucking all sweatsuits and shit with the mask on and shit. Like I was telling my son, they probably got tired of that shit, bro. Like these motherfuckers doing all these crimes with that shit on. None of them getting solved.
Yeah.
You feel me? None of them getting solved. So you know they motherfuckers getting away with shit.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like out here, it's just not even an issue at all. Like I think because summertime to you is 2.5 months. Summertime here is 6 months. You know what I mean? Like 2.5 months of it being hot and then being cold again and getting cool at night. Like in Philly in the summer, it get cool at night. It don't get cool at night in the summer out here or in Arizona. It'd be 90 degrees. It'd be 110. You know what I mean? Sometimes, especially in Arizona. It'd be 90 degrees, 85 at night. Ain't nobody walking around. Like I'm telling you, out here, that's like a straight Philly, like New York, colder part of the country kind of thing right there.
Man, them motherfuckers was wearing that shit ever since they dropped them Jones. Ever since that one guy started putting them on the videos, just forget about it. These motherfuckers, that's all they want to do.
Who's that?
Who's the one that paid the famous? Pooh Shiesty, right? Yeah. The young boy Pooh Shiesty, the one that's locked up right now.
Oh, the Pooh Shiesty mask.
Yeah, the one that got locked up for robbery and shit. The dumbass.
I heard people say that before, but then again, look at the results. The mask obviously doesn't work that good if he's in jail. Maybe they won't want to take that young man's advice. It did not keep him out of jail. That great mask.
Man, these motherfuckers out here sleeping with that shit on. They ain't even washing they washing mouth and shit, and they just got that mask on already.
Yeah, well, ain't that grimy shit? Ain't that when you hustling shit, you don't be washing your ass. You be up all night, same clothes on.
I don't know about no. I definitely wash my ass. I don't know about no other motherfucker. I know I did.
Yeah, that's a
little. Because I always looked at it this way. I looked at it this way. Every time I stepped onto the block back in the day, I had my whole mindset that I can get caught today. You feel me? So I always made sure I had double socks, double boxers, double everything, just in case, because you never know. You feel me? Take a shower, make sure everything, just because you never know. If you're going out there, it's a 50-50 chance you're gonna get booked. You feel me?
Yeah. That'd be a cool movie, just about the whole preparing situation. Like you don't actually talk about the crimes, you just talk about all the preparation before and after and everything and whatnot. Like
my grandma, before my grandma got sick, when we was all just when we was cool, we was all young and shit, I was on the blocks and shit, she used to always give me a blessing before I used to leave, because I guess she knew anybody knew where I was going and shit. It wasn't that hard to figure out and shit. But yeah, like that even that was a part of the routine. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
that's the game. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Want you to come back? Let's see what else. Let's see what else this dude is doing. Punching this.
Even when I went to go see my probation officer, I used to double up on everything, just because you never know that how the motherfucker might feel that day.
Right.
I mean,
I could picture that. Yeah, I heard that sometimes somebody having a bad day, they'll send you back to jail just because they fisted their girlfriend.
Man, I had a couple. I had one John that did that shit me 2 times and shit 1 month. That's some nut shit, bro.
I bet. Sounds like some nut ass shit.
But yeah, that's like, I guess that's the mentality you got to be when you're in the streets. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got to be ready. You got to be. You know what I mean?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play this in the background while we talk. We just talk over it. Just let it run up in the corner. But anyway, we can just keep talking though. We'll just play it in the background while we talk and whatnot.
But yeah, like within the last couple of weeks, they've been trying to pass that law against that shit.
What's that?
That ski mask shit.
Ah. Well, if everybody turned up to the crime, like for example, basically people here still use it for the same purpose, but it's like the Kensington types. You know what I mean? The drug addicts, the guys that sell drugs to the drug addicts, the people that's robbing from the stores and the department stores.
Now I see these motherfuckers driving in their car. I seen these motherfuckers driving in their car, windows tinted up, can't see shit in the car already, and they still got their mask on.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole nother situation and whatnot. Because people do it out here, but I think I just call them stupid. I'm like, you in the car by yourself. Like, what do you think? Sickness is in the air, but out here they wear it because of the whole C-19 thing. And there's a couple of guys that probably wear it for criminal face cover purposes because I've come across a few of those guys because out here. So you know how you got your typical hustler, right? He might have a car set up, he might have a job, hustle on the side. He might be on the block. They got actual blocks out here where guys stand outside just like back home and whatnot. And then the third scenario is the tent drug dealer. And this is the home camping drug dealer. You got these guys in Philly now because of the Kensington thing.
What do you mean? I didn't hear that last part. What you said again?
The tent drug dealer. The tent drug dealer is the guy that's a normal guy, like me or you or whatever, but somebody that's living in a hustler lifestyle. But he really doesn't have to be homeless, but all his customers is there. So he has his own tent.
Oh yeah, I see that. I seen that before. I mean, that's a smart way of doing things. You knocking them off from going somewhere else and shit. You know what I mean? That's where you gotta look at it. You don't want them to go to the next person, so you cutting off the whole situation right there from the beginning. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
yeah. Did y'all hear about the serial killer boy?
Huh?
Oh, it was a black dude. He just shot 4 homeless people day before on Thanksgiving. Like I think it was Thanksgiving night. He shot 4 homeless people, and then he followed some white dude or Armenian dude to Chino, and the house invaded the boy and shit. It was one of those type dudes and shit.
Oh, that kind of shit. I hear that shit all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing there, and you see them all the time where it's like really common. Because I used to think, I was like, man, a lot of these homeless guys out here. Man, they don't look so homeless. You know what I mean?
But you gotta think about it. All that shit that's going on down there and shit by Kensington, it's because they got that shit all around there. So they're gonna tent everywhere around there because everything is around. It's not on Kensington. It's on the little side blocks and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So motherfuckers, they got so hooked on it, whereas though they don't want to come all the way. They live an hour away. They don't feel like taking that commute every day. So it becomes because they don't want to get sick. So it becomes a point where they're like, fuck it. Nah, I give up. I'm just going to stay out here all day and shit. And then one day turns into 2.
Coming back, I'm spending half my drug money traveling.
You got when y'all talk about drugs, y'all got to think about it in the sense where though the smokers, the dope heads. I know about that shit because I'm not saying that I was never on any of that shit. You feel me? But I used to sit there and hear them and talk to them and shit. So if you got a white boy that's coming from Bensalem or whatever the fuck is an hour away from Philly and shit, outside of this shit, they're not going to want it. I'm not saying an hour. It could be a half hour, 20-minute drive. But I'm talking about hour in SEPTA. You feel me? Yeah. Waiting on these buses on the train to get to where they gotta go. So they get tired of that shit. You feel me? And they also look at it like this. Oh man, that extra $5, I could have that shit in my pocket and get some more and shit. You feel me? Instead of paying SEPTA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's pretty much the same thing here.
You gotta look at it like that.
Be in the city, so everybody comes down here to the city. Like my neighborhood, for example, I didn't know that when I moved here, but apparently my neighborhood was like I told you, I moved into what they call Rampart District, that famous district where the cops were dirty and all that. So this area is a gang-ridden area of 18th Street, and it's these other guys are kind of battling. There's some bloods, but this place is known for the drugs and prostitution. When I first got here, I just thought there was a lot of nice Central Americans and palm trees, and I would just see women.
That just sound like where I live at right now.
Huh?
Yeah, that just sound like where I live at right now.
Yeah,
I said that shit sound like where I live at right now.
It's basically like that.
The fuck.
It's basically just like down right where you're near your crib, where the park and all that shit. It's basically that kind of thing.
So you want me to leave here? You want me to leave here because of that? When y'all got that over there, same thing. So why am I going to leave from one spot to another for the same thing?
I'm not part of it. So me, I'm just like a white person. I'm like a white person walking like, oh my god, everybody, oh my god, when it gets dark, you should see the people outside. They're sleeping on the
only good thing about over here, they're not shy about it. That's all.
Huh?
They're not shy about it. That's all over here. Where I live at it now, they're not shy about it. So that's the good thing.
Yeah, well, out here, that's the thing. It's getting bad here because you know how they used to have Skid Row, and we're not only here, right? And there'd be homeless people here and there in Hollywood, here and there, right? Now, no matter what neighborhood you go to, unless it's only in the rich neighborhoods are there no homeless people, which I don't get that bullshit. But every neighborhood that's like middle class on down, There's homeless people all over the place, gas stations, little encampments. Anytime there's a space in a block where there's a building that may be really big or inactive, they'll take that whole joint up. They'll tap into the street lights for electricity. And it's basically, at first I thought it was just homeless people, like legitimately homeless. No, dog. From what I've seen, it looks to be like a 60 to 70% drug addict rate. And like that's all they do. They walk on the subway and the train, asking for just bumming. But and some of them be dressed like me and whatnot. And they all got the book bag and that wheeling luggage bag with the wheels on it.
Over here, it's the same way, but you know where you see them a lot? At every gas station, every deli. That's what you see. You're not gonna see them like on the corner. You'll see them like I said, like all the gas stations around here in the hood.
Yeah,
bro. If you got, let's say you're gonna put $10 in gas, and if you're one of them people that love to, that don't mind giving out extra money, they got it. Yeah. Bro, by the time you go from the fucking where you pumping your gas to where you go pay, at least 6 people gonna ask you for $1.
Damn.
And you say if you give one person $1, then they're gonna be like, damn, you can't give me one too. Like, don't get like that. They'll question why you don't want to give them no money.
Mm-hmm.
I had a boy at a gas station one time. He saw me. I had all the money in my pocket. I mean, I pulled my money out and I put it back in my pocket. He said, "Yo, I can't get $1 out of 9." He's like, "Damn, all that money in your pocket." I was like, "Bro, I took the keys. I put them in my. I got ready to rumble this motherfucker. Like, why you worrying about what I got in my pocket?"
Yo, dog.
You feel me? That's the kind of shit I deal with over here.
I started carrying my selfie stick. I got a selfie stick that's like a little orange pole. Like the cops doing it extends out and shit.
Yeah.
I started carrying that shit because I be out doing a comedy show, so I be coming home late at night. I be coming home drunk and shit like that. Man, like 3 times, dog. Just I think it was the same dude twice. But another time, yo, these motherfuckers didn't just pull up on me and ask me for $1. They was like, they asked me, and then motherfucker got like in my arms length, like they got in my space. Talking about, oh, you don't got $1? And I was like, yo, no.
Yo, I had a situation like that with a bull. I had change. I had at least more than $1.50 worth of change. Like people paying me off with the food or whatever, and sometimes people give me the change and shit. So at the end of the night, I used to have like $1, $1.50, almost never know, maybe been more than $2. You feel me? It was a pocket full of change. So one time I gave the boy the change. Yeah. He was like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, well, what's up? He's like, "You ain't got no bills." I was like, "I don't want no change." I was like, "Well, then you ain't want no money then." I walked right out. Just like that, walk right out. Listen, I ain't one of them people that sit there and be like, no, the answer is the fuck no. And I ain't gonna don't ask me. And if they keep pushing it, that's what gets me mad. That's what makes my ears start getting red. That's when I start seeing red. That's when I want to. No, the answer is no. And these motherfuckers out here don't know how to take that shit. You feel me?
Yeah. No,
back in the day, at least when somebody asks you for $1, you getting your whole yard, you getting the whole front, you getting all that, and your trash chicken out for $1.
Yep.
Not no more. $1, they looking at you like you poor.
Yeah,
you poor for getting about.
Really, $1 is like $5 now. Like they basically.
No, $1 ain't shit no more. I'm trying to tell you, they stepped in. Bro, they ask him. Some people ask for more than $1. Some people ask for $5, depending who it is, bro. That's serious.
Look at the dollar menu, fam. They got the $1, $2. Yo, all that shit is expensive as fuck. It's like how the double cheeseburger is like $3.30, $3.40.
So I had somebody one time.
A burger.
I had somebody one time, not like a while back in the summertime. You seen my dog? You seen I got a little dog? But my dog ain't no like a half breed. My dog's pure breed. You know what I mean? So she's a get money dog, even though she's a Chihuahua. But I got the little miniature one, the real pockets. You know how you seen my dog before?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm walking down Germantown. I went to go get some Lucy's and shit. I paid with a card band, and I'm leaving. The boy like, "Yo, you ain't got $1?" I was like, "Nah, bro, I ain't got no money on me." He's like, "Damn, you gotta get money, dog. You ain't got no $1 for me." I'm like, "Man, you don't get the fuck out of my face, bro." Nah. That should be pissing me off, bro. Like you say no, and it's like that ain't enough answer for it. Yeah, that's some noodle ass shit.
And I got to the point now. I don't even. I intentionally don't even carry cash anymore unless I'm going out and I plan on. If I was planning on spending on, then after that, they gotta catch me like on some luck shit. You know what I mean?
They like, and then these motherfuckers that be having money in their pocket, but they mentality is, I'm gonna spend your money before I spend mine. So they mentality is to ask for everybody, get money up for everybody, so they don't have to spend theirs.
Yep.
That's some noodle ass shit. I know a couple motherfuckers that do that now.
Yeah, that is the game. That is how it be. Oh, yeah,
Listen, man, I'm done hip
that's
to all
the
that shit.
answer
I'm done
right
hip to every game in the Philly already.
Yeah. All right. Is that Richard Steele?
Huh?
Was the ref? Oh, that's not Richard Steele. He just looks like. How come the referee is always a bald black guy? Remember that guy Richard Steele? He used to do the right fights.
I thought it was too.
He looked like a fat one. He had him flushed. He had him.
So watch. Oh, you seen it? Oh, you didn't see that punch?
Again, one more.
Yeah, what happened was he knocked him down, and the bull got up at the 8. You know, if it's an 8, they calling the fight. He got up at 9 and thought they were going to stop the count, and no, that's not how it goes. The ref was like, you got to get up by 8, and he didn't get up. Like he started moving at 8, but he didn't get all the way up till 9.
Yeah.
Watch. It's about to come. Bam! Not that one. He's gonna be towards the corner of the ropes and shit.
Yeah, this it right here. You can see him wobbling.
Right there. Wham! Right there. So look. Yeah. So he's gonna go down. The ref gets all the way up to 8, halfway into 9. That's when the bull gets up. And you see how close he is to his face and everything.
He stood up right almost even at 10, really.
Yeah, so that's why it was a knockout. But yo, I wanted you to see the press joint they did the night before where he was talking shit about De La Hoya and Ben Hopkins and shit.
There was some shit I saw on here. Hold up, let me see here. I saw something after KO. Was it before or after?
Before, the night before. See, that's the reaction right there. Him talk De La Hoya. Go down real quick. I think I seen it.
Well, this one says after. These say KO.
No, go down. That one. Check that one right there.
This one?
What that one say right there?
It's another after KO.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, these are fighting like after stuff. Yeah, this is all after stuff on here.
Yeah, De La Hoya fucking was sorry as shit. But yeah, go back to that situation we were talking about. Yeah, man, I'm tired of these motherfucking panhandlers out here. I remember back in the day, used to get locked up for shit like that for extra money in the street.
Yeah, it's illegal.
That's such a petty crime. That's how they won't lock you up no more for that shit. These cops want kilos and guns. They don't want no petty shit.
Yeah, no more.
You know they recharged that cop too for killing that Puerto Rican boy.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they recharged. I don't know what happened after that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna die that shit down and lock him up and send him on his way.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah, they did it like a month after and shit, and it was smart because the way they did it, they didn't make too much noise about it.
Yeah. Let's see. So this should be something we talk about already coming up.
It's like text.
Yeah, I think we're right. I don't think Bernard Hopkins did, but I know you see De La Hoya right behind. He's gonna be right behind him.
I want to give thanks to the Most High, Jesus Christ. I also want to invite the Holy Spirit into this press conference. This one we want to invite
up. You can't hear that shit.
Man, a couple things that I want to touch. You know, one thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that grinds with me day in and day out. That's who decides. And ultimately, God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. Stop boxing at weight 45. So kudos to him, but he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, Oscar saying that we misinterpret what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, it's very clear to me that, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought, was going to beat me. It was the next Filipino star. They say he's the next Mexican star. You know what? I put everything into this fight. You know, for the first time, I'm extremely committed in a long time. You know, 2021 was one of the times it kind of broke me. 2022, you know, changed me. 2023 opened my eyes. I'm about to come back for everything. You know, I'm just lasered and I'm laser focused. That's what my confidence. Shout out my mom. And I want to thank, you know, everybody. I want to thank my strength and conditioning coach. He's been there more than just the physical part. He's been there mentally, spiritually. Shout out Cipriano Montez, that he calls Sid. Shout out my dad. Shout out my trainer, Derek James. We've been putting a lot of work in. And, you know, Oscar is a tough opponent. I know he's come to fight. But, you know, right here, I'm here to make an example of the 140 division. This is how I'm coming. This is the Ryan Garcia you're going to get. I'm going to continue boxing. And, you know, we also said that, you know, he calls out on the bullshit and the lies. Man, last time I checked, he said he never lose to a white boy, then Joseph Jr. knocked him out of the ring. Last time I checked, Joseph Jr. was white. So, you know, they belong. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm coming to show what I bring, and I'm laser focused. That's where this confidence comes from. Thank God for everything, and all praise to the Most High, Jesus Christ. And then,
Yo, De La Hoya, he wanted to punch him in the back of the head. Huh? I said, De La Hoya, he wanted to punch him in the back of the head. Like, shut the fuck up, young boy.
I mean, that wasn't so bad.
That you got the video that was from far. You had to see his like De La Hoya reactions when he was talking. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, you know.
Yo, that shit happened over there. I think over there in Dubai or some fucking where over there, right?
Yeah.
And after King Ryan fucking won the fight, gonna say, I want everybody to worship Jesus Christ out here. I'm like, oh man, he said the wrong thing around the motherfucker. All them, everybody in there garned up. He talking about everybody need to believe in Jesus Christ.
I think it's better. It's more promotion than anything. Trust me.
No, he told everybody. He said everybody need to join and believe in Jesus Christ. He said that shit just like that. Me and my son was like, oh man, he's starting a racial war.
I guess. I don't know. If y'all only seen the clips, I don't know. Sometimes they cut the clips up and it sounds like he said one thing. You heard it in full, you'd be like, all right, he was kind of just talking.
Nah, I watched it live. That's why I know how that went down. I saw it live.
Yeah.
It was on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So listen, Mr. C, I gotta let you go, bro. It's about that time for me. The meds is kicking my ass. You already know. Y'all mean everybody stay safe. Stay safe, everybody. I mean, get this money. And y'all already know bitches ain't shit.
Yeah. Peace out, man. Have a good night, gentlemen.
I'll have you Wednesday.
Yeah. All right, where are we at here? 10:15. We'll do a quick 2-minute song break and then come back and do we'll do our noodle of the week. TD Jakes. I should do the news. I'm gonna come back to the news, then do a noodle of the week. So for now, we're gonna take a break. That was Mr. BAS. We out. We saw a little bit about the fight that just happened, which looks pretty good. Ryan Garcia, that's my young boy. He killed it. I don't see what he said wrong. Beef. He's like, oh yeah, they didn't believe in me. I'm gonna whoop this dude's ass, and that's what he said. Beef. Because he said that he didn't feel like Oscar believed him, but fuck what they're talking about. I don't know. People be sensitive nowadays. I don't see it. My sunglasses, that one, right? I don't see it. All right. Anyway, let me play the song right quick. Take a quick break. We'll come back to the news segment, then the noodle of the week. I'll play my whack-ass rap song. That's not whack, really. I actually like it a lot.
We do politics over Punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, where to get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl.
Stop. I don't know what the hell that was. That shit was acting stupid. Get off the stage. Remove from studio. I'm restraining it. Oh, what the fuck? That shit was like acting stupid as fuck. I'm running this back again. Sorry, guys. I don't know. This shit was acting dumb, bro.
We do politics over punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. Natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey.
From the skinny to the biggie, ain't no plastic in the body. Keep that trash away from kitty. Like my ladies green the way the nature made them. Curly hair, the nation, chocolate preferentation. We like the ladies, litty flavored basket, Robin skinny waistin'. Don't get it wrong, we even take them yellow, brown, Caucasian. Patron Dr. Uma, ain't no bunny hopping. Too far. The natural queens coming all sizes, dropping stars.
Natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural
it's going down. Black Trump in the house. Body parts soft, clean, jean pillows popping. Tasty water flows, nappy heads steady rocking. Where your man at? Well, I'm here now. All that big chat, it ain't here now. Protection in the building, family beat the drilling. Cooking for the kids and get me piece of bacon dealing. My trusted counsel when I get my piece of bacon building. Keep the family diet clean. I need a
natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Natural wanna get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey. We do murder over money, and we do righteousness over your activity. I need a natural girl. A Big Papa Africa.
Alright, back in the game. Move back to Noodle Free Mondays. Let's bring up our new segment here. Let me move this thing from the studio. Bang, bang. Segment one. That didn't have one of them. I'll do this one. Segment 2, I guess this would be. Segment 1. No, I guess. Oh, new video. I guess this is segment 3. Noodle. Alright, I'm gonna look up a couple of stories, read through news stories, go over the talk a little slick, see what we can find. Yeah, these news stories are crazy. Alright, let's bring this stuff up here. Let's music up just a little bit in the background like this. All right, so we got the Noodle Free News segment. I got me some coffee here, so I'm getting ready. Let me rotate this up, and now let me get organized. I'm gonna go through some news stories here. Set that up for a second. get my coffee. Can I read with these on? I don't think I can. I think with the light and everything is. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I'll read with this one. Okay, come on. All right, so we're gonna read through our story. This is our noodle-free news report segment. I need to sing something. I'm gonna start doing something stupid every segment beginning. I gotta figure out something that's really funny though. But for now, I will just sing something stupid. Noodle-free news report segment number 3. All right, let's check it out. This is Noodle Free News segment right here coming up. Stirring my coffee, killing some time. All right. I'm gonna take another little. I need a medicinal break, guys. But you're not allowed to medicate on camera. They don't like it with the kids, so. A little caffeine in me. A little medication in me. Then read through these news stories. Cut up a little bit. After I read for a few news stories, I get a little tired of it. I get annoyed. We'll watch a few different stories. Then we'll close out with our noodle of the week, Mr. T.D. Jakes, who, if you do not know, was recently mentioned to be hanging out at Puff Daddy's freak parties. So we'll see why Reverend T.D. Jakes and the rest of these biblical scum go to these sex parties where women are abused and prostitutes are being paid. Allegedly. All right, let's see what we got going on. First things first, I think we should focus on medication, shouldn't we? So we're just going to listen to the beat. Scared me. Look ridiculous. Don't mind me. I love California, guys. California's the best place, man. Only thing that sucks about it here is everything is too expensive. If California was cheap, bro, I guess it'd be Arizona. If California was cheap, it would be Arizona. But the problem is, Arizona doesn't have enough water. So they got lakes. So you can go to a lake. But it's like you got to drive all the way out and find the lake all the way out. Here, it's like the beach is in all directions. It's all the way down south. It's all the way to the west. It's like the whole left and bottom side of LA is a beach. And you got all the Hollywood stuff. You got downtown where Hollywood, the stadiums and stuff is at. And the weather's always nice, man. The women are beautiful. That's one thing that I know, of course, you say, let's talk about that. I want to talk about that before I get into a news segment. One of the things that I've noticed about major cities versus kind of regular average cities is certain super major cities have an assortment of gorgeous women, right? New York City, there are pretty girls everywhere. Problem is, it's so cold, they don't always be outside, and you only come out certain times. But there's pretty girls everywhere in New York. There's so many gorgeous women in New York. It's ridiculous, right? So that's one place. Miami, Florida, because of the weather. Pretty much all girls in Florida got a great body because it's so warm and they don't have to compete. So even if she's an unattractive, per se, kind of lady, she has a really great body, which makes her beautiful. So basically, almost every girl in Florida is attractive. What's a good one? Of course, here in LA, Arizona got some fine women. I don't know what it is. Tons of fine, good, beautiful women in Arizona. A lot of pretty girls in Texas because I think that's because Texas is so big. But other places like Philly, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. has some fine women. Maryland, Washington, D.C., that DMV area, just that area is like a giant city. That Washington, DMC, Delaware, well, not Delaware, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, beautiful assortment of women also. Atlanta has a lot of beautiful women. Where else has a lot of just everywhere I would look, there's pretty girls. San Diego wasn't like that. Surprising. You think California doesn't have a lot of pretty girls? It's really certain cities. Like when I went to San Diego, I wasn't blown away. You know what I mean? When LA, every day I see a beautiful girl. It's like, damn. All right, so we're off note. I got to get medicated. We're going to get into the news part of the story. I just can't do it on camera because that's not appropriate for community standards. My fan is trying to keep me cool. Just mess me up. All right. Now we are properly legally medicated and ready to make an assessment of terrible news stories. Let's see here. So, situation in Gaza getting more apocalyptic, UN says. I think we all know where this is at. It's a shame. But please, ceasefire. I don't understand. Anyway, climate summit leader defends controversial comments that alarm scientists and sent shockwaves through the meeting. I don't think anybody cares about that. 4 candidates qualify for the GOP presidential debate. Now, let me tell you this. So here's some little shit right here, right? We all know Donald Trump is the Republican candidate. The only reason they're having these debates is just in case Donald Trump actually gets caught up in one of these court cases and he can't run for president. They want to have a backup person. But I'm going to tell you, I don't like this Christie guy. I used to like him, but now he's a traitor. I don't like this Vivek guy. He's a monster. And I don't even know who this other murderer is. I don't like him either. Let's listen to some of this and see what the CNN has to say. Let me give CNN their props because CNN be tripping. They be acting like I'm not that bull. Like I'm that bull, CNN, man. Don't be copyrighting me. What you doing, cuz? 1 second, yo. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got going on here. So, yep. 4 Republicans qualify for the 2024 presidential debate. 4 candidates have qualified for the 4th GOP presidential primary debate taking place Wednesday night in Alabama. The Republican National Committee and the presidential broadcaster News Nation announced Monday. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, so that's who that guy is in the middle. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, which I believe is a chick that nobody likes. Entrepreneur and scumbag Vivek Ramaswamy. His name even sounds swarmy. Have you ever heard what the term swarmy means? That means greasy and shady and dark. Vivek Ramaswamy. He literally has a name that says he's a shady fucking piece of shit. Allegedly. And also former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who we used to think was man, but now we realize he's kind of just a donut that talks. Allegedly. And that's going to happen in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And of course, we know that former President Donald Trump is the front runner for the GOP nomination. He will skip the event as there's really no need for him to show because he's got all these weak bitches beat. Let's see what they got to say in the news report by CNN.
This is Cassie. She never really paid her.
Anyway, while that's loading up and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you're running for second place, right? Because Trump he won't. But Trump could possibly get in trouble from all these court cases, right? If he does, then one of these people may be the candidate. So this is why these guys are really having a debate. But we all know Donald Trump's the guy. Even though I'm not voting for him. Oh, let's see what this lady's got to say.
Republicans running for president right now. CNN's Elena Trian has more on this aspect of the story for us. Elena, what are the candidates saying about this deal?
Hey.
Well, Kate, so far we've only heard from a handful of the Republican candidates in light of this deal being announced last night. But look, this is tough for them to navigate because this is a deal that Biden helped negotiate. But as you mentioned, we did hear from some of them who said that they recognize this deal for what it is, and that's a win. Take a listen.
We need to prioritize bringing those Americans home. I will say this is, and I don't think this is probably the first time in a while we didn't pat ourselves on the back.
I met with a number of the families whose family members have been held hostage now for over 7 weeks. And, they gave me this dog tag to keep with me. It says, bring them home now. And I think that's exactly the imperative, not only for the Israeli hostages, but for the American hostages that are held there as well. For those people who want a ceasefire, listen, there was a ceasefire on October 6th. It was Hamas that broke it on October 7th.
Now, Kate, despite hearing that from Vivek Ramaswamy and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, not all of the candidates were eager to give Biden credit for this. We did hear from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He was speaking with reporters in New Hampshire yesterday, and he criticized Biden for what he said was not being strong enough in his support for Israel. He said, quote, he's walking this political dance because there's a lot of energy on the left that is hostile to Israel. Now, we are still waiting to hear from some of the other candidates, including the current frontrunner, Donald Trump. But as you know, many of these Republican contenders are very pro-Israel. So we'll have to wait and see how they respond to this.
I'm not even getting into it. My man said, oh, wow. My man, anyway, I'm not getting into it. The
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, we got the 4 guys running for Republican. They're all going to lose to Trump, and then Trump's going to probably beat whoever the Democrats put up because Americans refuse to vote for any other party. Let's see what's going on in our news segment story here. Shout out to CNN.com. Let's pick another story. Florida State left out college football playoffs. Nobody cares. Home Alone star plays tribute to fiance. What the hell is this? So Home Alone star pays tribute to fiance during Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed?
Macaulay Culkin?
Only the Sleep Number Smart Bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort.
Let me see this. I'm gonna let that commercial run. Macaulay Culkin, blah blah blah, received his star. So he finally got a star. That's dope. Damn, Macaulay Culkin's old, bro. That guy in the picture was Macaulay Culkin. Oh my god, I can't wait to see this video. That's gonna freak me out. Oh my god, I remember the little face kid. He was like 10, 8. Shit. All right, let's check it out.
Absolutely everything. You're my champion. You're the only person happier for me today than I am. You're not only the best woman I've ever known, you're the best person I've ever known. You've given me just all my purpose. You've given me family. And after the birth of our 2 boys, you become one of my 3 favorite people. You're somewhere in there. But I love you. I love you so much. To wrap things up, and in the spirit of the holiday,
I got a question. You know how black women get mad at the brothers when we get a white girl or an Asian, right? They got mad. Like, Jeezy, why Jeezy gotta get with Jeannie Ma? Number one, that bitch look just like Jeannie Ma. I see why they fucking these Asian bitches. They fine as hell. But are the white girls like, look at Macaulay Culkin. Why he all up for that Asian? He's culturally appropriating Asian pussy. Like, are the white girls on Macaulay Culkin for not being with a white girl? Like, why he with a white girl? What you don't like your mom, Macaulay Culkin? You don't like your mother, Macaulay Culkin? I'm just saying. She fine though. He got a fine little Asian broad. I see why he gushing. Number 2, here we go.
holiday season, I just want to say Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Yeah. Thank you for that. He said it outright. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how he's a total pussy, right? Now, dude, you're getting your star on Hollywood Boulevard, Macaulay friggin' Culkin. Yes, give your woman her props. Say thank you, babe. But on the end, I just thought to myself, like, this was your chance to really, like, talk about the dreams of everything it really was. And I don't know if it's because he's so feminized as modern men are today, where he just was bitching up to his wife, or has Hollywood been so bad to him that really the only good thing he has in his life is the things outside of Hollywood, and he didn't really want to celebrate it because Hollywood made his shit on Macaulay Culkin. Because you remember there's a time where they was acting like he was in a dark place. So maybe she pulled him out of that dark place with her fine Asian ass, because that bitch was bad. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin's badass bitch. So we're gonna close this out. We got our final thing of the day. We got our noodle of the week, who is Mr. TD Jakes, who for some reason is hanging out with Puff Daddy, who was our noodle of the week. Actually, I don't know why I call her noodle. Was it? Yes, noodle of the week is the right one. He actually, who was our noodle of the week last week. And it's an extension of the Puff Daddy scenario. Our noodle of the week this week, as I put it in twice like an ass fuck. Oops. There we go. There we go. Is Mr. T.D. Jakes. If you don't know, he's a reverend. He's a longtime reverend, very popular, very well respected. I don't know why, but he is. Has controversial moments, says good things sometimes, says bad things, does a fair amount of simping. He also is built like a refrigerator, and apparently he's been mentioned in going to Puff Daddy's freak parties. Now, if you don't know, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, aka Sean Combs, aka Brother Love, has been recently rumored and alleged that he likes to do the nasty. Now, there are great songs that you may remember. I love it when you call me Big Papa. You remember that scene when he was sitting in the sun? He's like, yeah, your friends can get with my friends, and we can be friends. And we can do this every weekend. And the girl, you think that's cool? Is that cool with you, girl? Yeah. Keep banging. That video has a whole different meaning now, doesn't it? I would play it, but I'll probably get copyright struck. But that was, T.D. Jakes was in that sauna. And they said that Puff Daddy and them and P. Diddy used to also do meetings in bathhouses with Turkish men, so they could cover up their freaky stuff they did during the meeting. So it's funny that we see this in the video, and the video is pretty much telling basically the one more. Do you remember the One More Chance video? The One More Chance video was literally a giant freak party. You guys don't remember that? Okay, I'm not going to play the music for copyright purposes, but I'm going to play the video on silent, because I want to show you guys something. Let me see if I can play the sample first. Puff Daddy, we can be friends. Let's see if they got just that clip. They didn't make like a little clip for it. Okay, never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the One More Chance video on Sonic. I want you guys to look at this. And this One More Chance video was actually a visual depiction of the kind of parties that P. Diddy eventually, I guess, escalated to what's called the freak parties. One moment here. Now, many of y'all don't remember the One More Chance video because you guys are young. I'm elderly. I'm 48, so I was there back in the day. I'm not going to play the song for copyright purposes. I'm going to go ahead and mute the song, and whatnot. But I want you guys to see the video. Excuse me. Gee, I'm coughing and choking. I need to cut back on my medication. Smoking that green medication. Shout out to Biggie. But you can just look at the video. Now look at all the people trying to get in the free party. Look, I'm making it big so you guys can see it. Look at all the people trying to get in the free party. You know, for the copyright purposes, we're not gonna put it on. We're not gonna put in music and stuff like that. We're just gonna look at the video and stuff. You know, do some translation of the material, plus some other overlays on. I'm gonna add some extra overlays from StreamYard just to make my thing better. But this is what TD Jakes is supposedly was involved in, was one of P. Diddy's parties. Now you see Heavy D out there? Yo, RP Heavy D, man. But this is what this is the shit, right? God, this is. I want to apologize to all you kids. We did not realize what we was doing. This is one of P. Diddy's freak parties. Look at this. Tell me it's not. Bras everywhere. He chilling. He rapped about lyrically. The breasts having sex. The girls just kissing him randomly. Dude playing the piano. Everybody at the crib chilling. Nane, Johnny, and the John Nane with Big and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Faith up in there getting stroked by Tupac in another room because they be switching off. You know how they do. You know what I mean? Oh, D Nice up in the house. Did I drink all my coffee that fast? Shit. What's it do? All right, I'll get some more later. But this is the perfect example of what TD Jakes was about. So basically, replace Biggie Smalls with TD Jakes. And that's why he is the noodle of the week. He was recently mentioned going to some of Puff Daddy's, P. Diddy, freak parties. Now tell me this One More Change video is not a perfect depiction of a P. Diddy freak party. And tell me Biggie could not simply just be replaced with TD Jakes. And now you got TD Jakes going, this is my man, such great hip hop. Marred in filth. And this is a great video. You see they got the crib, they got Mary J. They used to have a whole crew, Mary J. Leah up in the joint. Oh my God, Aaliyah's in the video. Aaliyah's in the video, bro. So not only is it a depiction of a P. Diddy freak party, and I'm gonna try to find another video when he's sitting in the water. I might be able to play that for like 2 seconds without getting in trouble, but I gotta find it. Because I'm gonna set the basis for this TD Jakes thing. But first, TD Jakes again was rumored to be going to P. Diddy's freak parties. And I just played this video in the background because I don't want to play the audio for copyrights. So you guys can kind of just see it. And this video was like the essence of what a P. Diddy freak party would be. And Biggie Smalls is basically TD Jakes in that freak party. Now, you guys don't get to see all the other stuff that's happening. But then, like, every girl that sings here, they go back and give TD Jakes a handshake. Oh, what kind of handshake? With the mouth. Oh, allegedly. I'm just stupid. But that's what that's all about. So we're gonna let that run until it finishes out, and I'm gonna try to find the other video where I'm trying to think what's the other song. So I think it was the Big Papa video. Damn, how much of this video is this video? Yo, these songs used to be long as shit. This is a 4-minute video. Yo, the kids' songs would have been over by now. Biggie's still rapping. Biggie's still rapping in this show. And this show was going for a long time. I've been talking for a long time. And Biggie's still rapping on this. Aaliyah, lawsuit, lawsuit, R. Kelly lawsuit. The irony that Aaliyah, R. Kelly thing. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. All right. So we're gonna check out Big Papa now, and I'm gonna see if I can find the scene where he says we can be friends, and we can do this every weekend. Keep banging, right? You remember that? Big Poppa. I believe this is it right here. One moment, my loves. Skip. I'm looking for, where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is, right there. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of the sample because it's only going to be on for a second. I should be able to play this for a couple of seconds. But notice again, this is another video, and this is the Big Papa video. This isn't One More Chance. This is I Love It When You Call Me Biggie Papa. The other one's One More Chance. Notice again, Big Party. A lot of people in the background. TD Jenks rapping in the middle. And then listen to this segment that's going to come on. I'm going to keep the music playing and talk a little because I'm really trying to fair use this up. I'm practicing my fair use game.
Sweat it now, drop top BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend.
Honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends. We could be friends. Shit, we could do this every weekend. That's right. Is that all right with you?
Woman, I want your butt.
Yeah. Keep banging.
Keep banging. I'm cutting that right there. I'm cutting that right there for sample. You seen it. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. Right. So not only in 2 videos does he have the freaking parties, he actually stops and gets in the sauna in one video with a dude that looks like TD Jakes in the freaking party talking about, yeah, your friends could get with my friends and we could be friends. And we could do this every weekend. That all right with you? That all right? Yeah. Keep that. So anyway, that's what that is. Let's bring up this video about TD Jakes supposedly being accused of being at this party. I'm sure some people did some reports on this. So I'm bringing this up as I do of the week. I'm going to finish this up because I really have a problem with a lot of religious people doing non-religious things. I think it is sad, sad, sad. So let's go ahead and see what the word is on P. Diddy and TD Jakes apparently being at these parties. Keep banging, like Puff Daddy said. Oh my God. Oh, come on. Let me see here. These are all a year old. All right, so I'm cruised by a couple of stories. Let me see here. So I heard it earlier, but now I looked up the stories. I hate it when people do this. This is actually one of my.
I be listening to y'all in the chat.
Shout out to
before I come up in here.
She is a sweetheart. By the way, give her a like.
Yeah,
Go check out her page. She's a very pro-black super sister, Miss Michi X. She don't play no games.
Everything
We
work. I
talked
hope
about it earlier.
internet
Her
be
show
right.
title
This hotel. It
was
was
actually
y'all give me a second. I know my live be bootleg, you know. But
so
what I got to say gonna be really top tier. So y'all just give me a second.
I figured then let's talk about that. But I don't see.
In the meantime, y'all do me a favor, like the video.
That's what that was. Let's back this up. Let's see. Okay, so there is stories, but they're about a year ago. Okay, let's watch this. Let's see what I don't know who this guy is. By the Book Ministries. This guy seems religious. Okay, let's watch this religious guy.
What's going on, guys? Pastor Frederick here. Now, mega church pastor TD Jakes has been around for a long time, and unfortunately, he is not known for his sound theology. TD Jakes is a prosperity preacher, word faith preacher, and someone who believes in modalism, a perversion of the Trinity. He believes that God exists in different manifestations as opposed to different persons. He doesn't believe in orthodox view of the Trinity.
I'm not crazy about the word persons, and this is, most people who know me know that is really, my doctrinal statement is no different from yours, except for the injection of manifest instead of persons, which you describe as modalists, and I describe as Pauline.
The fact of the matter is, God has revealed himself.
All right, blah, 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 blah. Let's skip a little bit ahead. This guy says something about TD Jakes parties with Diddy. I want to see what he says about this. Because that's the story. I assume this is the original story that people are referring to. I guess Michi X was a little late. So let's see what my gentleman right here, Mr. By the Book Ministries, has to say. Shout out to him and his channel. Go like, subscribe, and follow his stuff if you get a chance to check out By the Book Ministries. Fair use. Shout out to this gentleman. Let's check out his stuff.
It has much to explain to us about the triune God. Our problem is that we want.
I want to hear this church. He has amassed a huge following, and this has caught the eye of a lot of celebrities. Celebrities in all across multiple industries love to talk about TD Jakes, whether it be Oprah, radio host personalities, P. Diddy. In fact, TD Jakes was at P. Diddy's party.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Cut down look like Biggie
Now,
in
as
the
a
video.
pastor, I try to find opportunities to hang out with unbelievers and to reach out to the lost, but not to just break bread and to fraternize with them, but to actually share the gospel with them, not to blend in, but to stand out. That is what a pastor should do. A pastor should stand out, not blend in. But TD Jakes is blending in with the world. That is a
So basically, if you're not the religious type, this guy is clearly a very religious brother, believes in the Lord Jesus Christ, principles of all Christianity, and things of that nature, and he feels very strong about his biblical presence. What he is speaking on is you're supposed to be, as a man of God, you're supposed to be in the world, not of the world. So you're supposed to be able to transgress and float amongst the people in your understanding and love for each, but not being tainted and corrupted by their misgiving ways. And he feels as though, and we all feel as though, because Reverend C, they have failed us over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Money is their God, not God. We all know that. And he feels like this guy is too much of the world and not being in the world, making change for it. So let's see what else Mr. By the Book Ministries has to say about TD Jizzle, aka TD Jigs. I think TD Jizzle is his street name. Yes.
The problem, just like a doctor has a responsibility to preserve life, a pastor has a responsibility of telling people that they are on their way to hell if they're living in willful sin. P. Diddy is not a follower of Christ. There were so many other celebrities at this party who are not followers of Christ. That is not the time to be hanging out, kicking back, and breaking bread and rubbing shoulders with unbelievers. It appears that he is a lover of the world. And the Bible says, if you love the world, you are an enemy of God.
Now, I like this guy now as Black Jesus. You know, that is my specialty to Jesus fight. These things, you know, even the Christian book, you know, Jesus came in and caused trouble. He didn't always agree with what was going on. And as you notice, his disciples, a lot of the people he worked with was people of questionable character, including Mary Magdalene, who he possibly may even had a child with, who was once a prostitute. So these are all people that were of the world. His disciples were all troublemakers of sorts of various kinds, all people of the world, in the world, and tainted by such things, not even fully believing. So in defense of TD Jakes, even though I totally think he's probably, you know, just, you know, as evil gets, I will give him a piece of defense. His logic is that I am a man of God. I am like Jesus. I shall go amongst the demons and taint them with my love and pull them closer to Christ. So I will give TD Jakes a break. I believe that's what your guy is doing here. So don't be too hard on him by the Book Ministries. I think he's just calling himself going amongst the thieves and then like fixing them from the inside. Now, let me stop lying. I wouldn't touch TD Jakes with my wallet or my woman. But the point is, that's what I think he believes. Don't judge me. Don't judge TD. Well, actually judge him severely. That's why we're watching this. Shout out to TD Jakes and Puff Daddy. Biggie Smalls. Biggie Jakes. Shout out to Biggie Jakes. I love it when they call me Biggie Jake. Shout out to my Uncle Jake, RIP. Miss you, baby.
Paul says in Galatians, as it related to preaching the gospel, he says, obviously, I am not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. You can't be a people pleaser and a God pleaser simultaneously. You have to be one or the other. If you are going to please God, you're going to offend people. If you want to please,
let me tell you something right here. I am not the people pleaser, and it has hurt me at every turn. But I'll continue because I'm living well. I'm stress free and I'm looking great. Aging well, 48 years young, having a good time. I don't know. I think I can get about a 175 to 250 at minimum out of this one. But I think by then we'll have the cybergenetics down, and I'll be able to replace a few body parts, stretch it out to 5 to 10,000 years. So y'all be here forever. Probably marry your great granddaughter one day before the world ends. about 5 to 10 million years from now. Anyway, let's get back into it. Let's see what else this brother's talking about. By the way, for religious people, sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody that's religious. Yes, the world is 6,000 years old. Okay, that's okay. Yes, fine. Now, to me, 6,000 years old might mean 4 billion, but let's not argue. 6,000 is fine. All right. Back to the tape here. Shout out to By the Book Ministries, who's getting in TD Jake's backside because he's not playing it. He's a man of God. And he's not playing that bending the rules of the book stuff. I like that about a biblical guy. Stick to the rules, baby. Hold people accountable.
People, you're going to offend God. I would much rather offend people than to offend God. Well, some might push back and say, well, TD Jakes is becoming all things to all men so he can win some to Christ. He's contextualizing the audience and fitting in and blending in with them so he can reach them. That sounds good, but that's not what TD Jakes is known for doing. TD Jakes has stopped preaching on sin a long time ago. He's watered down his message is centered around health and wealth and receiving.
I mean, now this, I don't think you realize how deep that phrase was. Brother just said. He said TD Jakes, a reverend of a church whose job is to preach about God, the upliftment and correction of human beings. Stop talking about sin a long time ago. Now that's some noodle stuff right there. Anyway, get back in his butt. Sorry, get back in his backside. We don't want to use no foul language. I know Mr. By the Book Ministries, he don't like all that foul language. He definitely don't want you cussing in front of his kids. Because, you know, my daddy used to get mad. He'd be like, don't you be cussing in front of my son. Apologize to my son. By the way, that's some good parenting. Don't let people cuss around your kids. It's okay if you're around a loser like me and I've been drinking and getting medicated. Okay, yeah, a little bit of cussing. But if you're around people, kids, try not to curse. And if you curse around the kids, apologize to. You know, if they're a bunch of little bastards, fuck them. But the point is, respect people, kids. Respect the kids because kids will respect you when they get older. I don't curse at old people now because old people didn't curse at me when I was little. And I notice a lot of people out there that really cursing or mean to older people and have a lot of lack of respect. They tend to have been cursed at and physically hit in places. But that's a whole tangent we'll deal with later when I go to therapy. Good. Let's get back to By the Book Ministries, a.k.a. Black Jesus. Let's see what he got going on.
A blessing from God just for being great.
Blessing is in what you got left. And if you will sell what you got left, God said, I'll give you back whatever it was.
I'm coming a little bit. Man, he jumped on English. That's right. Is that what
His sermons are seeker sensitive. His sermons appeal to the flesh, our worldly desires, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. That is what TD Jakes' messages consist of, and he's not going to offend or drive conviction into anyone's spirit with those watered down messages. So TD Jakes is not becoming all things to all men. He's not living and changing his conduct to win some to Christ. He's changing his conduct to be validated by the world and watering down the gospel. Paul says, if I or if an angel ever change the gospel, preach a different gospel, water down the gospel, let us be anathema, cursed. So the question becomes, what's motivating TD Jakes to water down the message so much? He's rubbing shoulders with the elites. He's in parties with P. Diddy.
He don't like
known for some nefarious,
crazy
antics. Why is TD Jakes doing that? Is he a part of a secret society of elites? What's really going on? I think it's actually a lot simpler. TD Jakes is a lover of money. And when you're a lover of money, you will fall into traps and snares, and your life will be plunged into ruin. Now, on the surface, TD Jakes has it all: the money, the fame, the platform. But what about his soul? Christ says you cannot love two masters.
You know what concerns me about not this guy is great, but about guys like TD Jakes? I actually have a friend who is a reverend who I know for a fact is a debaucherous human being, but he's a good man. He's a regular guy, like most regular people, right? But he's a reverend. I think if you've never been to seminary school and you haven't really studied a lot of religions and stuff, I don't know if my man right here from the Book of Ministries has been to seminary school. In seminary school, they teach them like not only about Christianity, religion and stuff, but they teach them about all religions and the root of said religions, the paganism, the history, the solar and astrological connection to our religions, right? You learn all this stuff, you kind of figure out that God is not really exactly what people think it is, right? And reverends, once they learn this, they got to go back and still talk to you about God, but they actually have a whole different perspective on God as they're talking to you about it. So they don't see God the way that most people do. It actually kind of ruins God for them because they kind of find out that God is not exactly what they were told it was. It's something different. And I think that's where a lot of religious people that are very serious about the Bible, they don't understand reverends, while reverends are still kind of wishy-washy because it's the whole Jesus rolling with the bad people thing, plus what they learned in seminary school enlightens them so much, it almost makes you look at God, the universe, and approach to all this in a whole different perspective. Almost turns them into pagans, basically. Probably putting a Christmas tree in their house as we speak. Who keeps a tree inside of their house? Like, you know how many aliens will come here? It's like, why do you have a tree in your house? That's the tree's outside, not inside. What is this, Animal Crossing? You know, I'm like looking around in the back. I got street signs here, and I'm just like, I don't like this joke anymore. I'm talking about you guys, not me. Don't judge me. Let's get back to my guy here. By the Book Ministries. Landed down, putting a big old foot in TD Jake's hypocritical backside. Shout out to our Noodle of the Week. Kicked the wrong one. Noodle of the Week, TD Jakes, who was reported to be hanging out with P. Diddy, who keeps it pretty in the city, and he keeps 5 zeros buried in real degenerate. Ain't nobody hero. Every day is my word. On Hot 97 or something like that, right? By the way, Puffy, if these court cases keep coming up, you might want to get those 7 zeros buried in Rio de Janeiro. And get to swimming in women with their own condominiums. 5 plus 5, who drive millenniums. It's all about the Benjamins. What? He gets a 50-pound bag of ooh for the month. 5 carats on his hands with the cut. Just had to get that out. I thought that was very educational, by the way, guys. These are Puff Daddy's lyrics. We saw the videos earlier. Like I said, you can get with my friends. I get with your friends. And we can be friends. Is that all right with you, girl? Did I with you? Yeah. Keep banging. That's why TD Jakes is there, because TD Jakes is right behind him like, oh no, when you coming, Biggie TD Jakes? Give Big TD one more chance. He was in there with Total. TD Jakes is right there. He was just skinny back then in that video. It was in the early 90s. TD Jakes was skinny back then. I don't even think he was even reverend yet. I think he was just finishing his pimping / crime career back then. But TD Jakes is rumored to be hanging out with the P. Diddy's and whatnot. And my guy right here is just talking about some of this stuff. So let's get back to my guy, By the Book Ministries, who's ripping TD Jakes. No unfair use for him. He's doing a great job. He's a very religious brother. Listen to his perspective, because as you know, I am a sinner, and he is not. We got a couple more minutes left, and I'll comment. We'll get out of here.
You cannot serve both God and money. You have to love one or the other. You will love one and despise the other. The way TD Jakes is conducting himself, it appears that he loves money and despises the true gospel, because TD Jakes is not preaching it. He's not sacrificing anything for it. He's leveraging his fame. He's leveraging his platform to market himself, to market his family, and to propel himself further into stardom. TD Jakes is playing with fire. Jesus says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole wide world and lose his soul? Is going to a party a sin?
Let me tell you guys something right here. That last phrase right there, I think that last phrase sums up a lot about what Noodle Free Mondays is about. What life is about in general, with the stuff you see on social media, the Charleston Whites, the people that do tricks and get shot by people, Hassan Campbell, getting attacked, the TD Jakes. I always tell myself when I make decisions in life, because I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be president. I've been running for president for 7 years. But I always tell myself, when I'm making a decision or a choice between something, what does it profit me to gain just this one little bit if I gotta lose all that I am to get it? I refuse. So I really like that part right there. Shout out to him. Let's finish up Mr. By the Book Ministries video. He's doing a really great job. Dropping some jewels and giving T. Jakes a little bit of work. Let him finish up.
Well, it depends. If there's going to be alcohol, vulgar music, immodestly dressed women and men at the party, that should prick your conscience. You should not be comfortable as a Christian going to a party like that.
Let me tell you something about the Book Ministries. You just mentioned it. Scantily clad women, alcohol, and scantily clad men. Oh, I bet you it pricked his conscience already. I bet you he pricked a couple consciences too. Hey, am I right? Woo, bang, right? I'm just saying. TDJ's probably pricked a couple consciences. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say it. Homie said. Blame him. Don't blame me. He said TDJ's pricked a couple consciences. That's all I'm saying. Or did he conscience a couple pricks? I ain't said nothing. I'm out of here. Play it.
You should not feel good about doing that. You should not be comfortable in an environment like that. And if you're not comfortable, if that convicts your conscience and you go against your conscience, you are in sin. But if you do go and you're comfortable and you're singing happy birthday and you're just enjoying the festivities, then one has to question whether or not you are in the faith.
Now, to be fair, I don't know if TD Jakes is going to his nighttime parties. This seems like he's just going to the daytime birthday parties. But to be fair, fam, what is he supposed to do? Stop the birthday party. Puffy, put down the cocaine and the prostitute. You over there, put the heroin needle down. We're having a sermon right now. I'm not singing jack nothing. Jesus here, party over. TD Jakes up in this joint ski bop. Now, fam, is he supposed to do all that? If he's going to go, he might also be courteous, right? Like, if you're going to go, you got to be courteous. If I'm going to show up and I know y'all are sinning, I'm not going to show up and be like, I can't do this up in here. Ain't enough of the Lord Jesus floating up around him. Nope, nope. Excuse me, sir, let me smell you. Nope, don't smell like Jesus. You, woman, you with the thong on. Over here. Let me put that thong to the side. Nope, not Jesus. Nope, I gotta leave this party. So, fam, come on, get a guy a break. But I understand what you're saying. He shouldn't be there in the first place, is the whole point. Especially with the reputation Puffy has, but on the same hand, donations to the church, baby. Free trips. Let's finish this up.
You might want to go back and examine yourself to see if you are in the faith. But if you think I'm being judgmental of TD Jakes, I suggest you watch this video right here.
Oh, he must have another video where he getting TD Jakes. Well, no, okay, all right. So he and TD Jakes asked a little too much. I thought somebody actually had something to say. I don't see nothing too bad about it. I don't think TD Jakes did that bad. All right, so I'm gonna get some final words on that. We're gonna get the hell out of here. So shout out once again to By the Book Ministries. Fair use. Hopefully you don't strike me down, brother. Hopefully I did a good job of transforming the content and being dignified and showing respect. Shout out to all the Christ, the Lord, and Jesus. I do have my own versions of belief, but I believe in all religions, and I believe all religions have a positive origin and a purpose and a goal. And we spend too much time arguing over which religion is better. So shout out to all religions out there, whichever one you love. As long as it makes you a better person, I like that religion. Just don't make me believe it. Okay? I got my own version. Not Jesus! Anyway, we're going to do some final words here. Shout out to Fabrizio Capano, who was our opening video, which was a past video from our Skit Bags interviews, which I hope we can get back to doing. Get back on Dash, get back in the big studio doing our major, more style of interviews. Past that, check out Fabrizio Capano. He's a Chilean comedian. He's very big. This guy does stadiums. Okay, I don't know what he was even doing with us. He's still like my homie. I don't know why he even talks to me. He does stadiums back in Chile. He's like 40,000 people. Fabrizio, you're so funny. And he's speaking that Spanish Chilean. I don't even know what's so fucking funny, but I know Fabrizio the shit. Need Funny in English. We met him, had a great interview. So if you want to see that interview, check out the beginning of this video. Go all the way back on the replay to the very beginning. It's a replay of one of our great interviews with Fabrizio Capano, one of the top comedians right now in the game. He's getting bigger in America. Way too good for us. We're way too lucky to have a talk with him. So check him out. Also check out, I'll give a props. Check out TD Jakes and his little trifling situation with his little church giving self. He loved the Lord some kind of way. I know it's wrong and I know it ain't right, but go check out TD Jakes' big old self. I love it when you call him Big TD Jakes. Oh, your hands in the air like you're a true player. So do that for TD. Shout out to Book of Ministries who copied stuff I use to check his stuff out. Shout out to Mr. BAS and the rest of the crew from my hometown city. See you guys this hot Christmas. And we got 4 more minutes. I'm going to run my mouth a little bit more. What else shout outs can I get? It's Noodle Free Mondays. On Wednesday, we do the My Part of Town podcast show, which is this particular logo right here. And this is a show typically about Philadelphia, all the things going on, sports, etc., etc. Of course, this is Noodle Free Mondays. I do have a Saturday show, but I've been cutting back on it for vacation purposes. Plus, Bolo's on break, and I'm not sure if Bolo's going to be back, so we may have to retool that show. So for now, our 2 main shows are My Part of Time podcast on Wednesday, Noodle Free Mondays on Monday, and everything else in between we shall do randomly. We got 3 more minutes left for me to run my mouth before we finish this up. Actually, for anybody who's out there who, if you've ever been trying to stream, go ahead and use StreamYards. I got the pay version. There's actually a second level higher than this I can pay for, but I haven't even mastered this one yet. So they got the free one, and they got the one you can pay for where you can kind of take off and like add your own little things and stuff. They even got a better version of it. You can even do even more. Like I haven't got so much stuff. I can't even use it all. Backgrounds and everything. It's so dope, right? So use StreamYards. Definitely economical. Great way to stream your stuff. Keeps your stuff up. Saves it. Retires it. Great way to stream and get down. We got 2 more minutes left before I finish acting the daggone fool over here. Also, keep everything going good in your life. Always remember that people out there are doing the best they can. The problem is that most people were raised poorly like me. So just give them a chance. Try to correct them. I will give you a friendship tip. Similar to how you can find a good reverend like TD Jakes. If somebody is always making promises to you, always telling you something's going to happen, always selling you the next opportunity but never producing, and they always are telling you what is going to happen, or they always need one thing to achieve another goal. They can't just get to the goal. They need something to get there, and it's always something else. This person is what we call a bullshitter, or a fraud, or a grifter. And that is our lesson for the day. Look out for the red flags. Protect yourself. Still be religious and loving like Book of Ministries wants you to be, because you still should hug and love all people. But also be like TD Jakes and go to your occasional Pete Diddy party and throw your hands in the air like you're a true player. I love it when you call me Big TD Jakes when I'm doing illegal stuff. Jeffrey Epstein did not hang himself. And let's close this out with everything that is good. And I want to say, life is good. Love is better. You better do something that's going to make you live forever. Because 20 years after you're gone, you may be considered as a never, and your name will never be spoken again. It's Noodle Free Mondays, man. TD Jakes, a Noodle of the Week, Fabrizio Capano, open video. I'm Mr. Enforcer Poppy called a bad boy. Shout out to Mr. BS, because bitches ain't shit, and men are bitches too. And as Lord Jesus, I wish you guys a happy holidays, and check out our other shows. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Get yourself a fat woman. Ladies, get yourself somebody that'll pay your bills that's old and ugly and will die the minute you fuck them. We out of here. Have a great night. Poppy Carl, Mr. Senior Enforcer. We are in the streets. Like I'm Taraji P. Henson.